Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox All In channel, host Sega Forever. Just wanted to do a podcast this morning. Got a couple hours. I was actually going to play some games. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure that it's streaming. Um, and you know how it is on this channel, dude. We have all kind of technical difficulties. I know. I should be more professional, but again, I'm just doing a quick podcast. Like I said, I have a couple hours. I wasn't able to do this last night. That's what I normally do. My podcast is on Friday night, but again, just too busy. And had a couple hours this morning. I was actually gonna try and catch up with some of the WNBA games. Um, when I came home last night, I actually watched one of the Indiana Fever's games that I had to catch up on, and I believe I have to watch Indiana Fever versus Atlanta Dream. That's the next game that I have, and I'll be all caught up. But yeah, it was a pretty. The game I watched was the Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun. And it was an interesting game, and I'll talk about that a little later in the podcast. As you guys can see, this is the POPCAST. We talk about all things pop culture here. Um, I'm not sure if any of the guys will jump in. They're more than welcome to, but I'm gonna kind of be all over the place. That's why I kind of let's go in solo. If some of the guys want to jump in, um, they're more than welcome to. But like I said, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about Xbox. I'm gonna give my closing thoughts on the Xbox showcase and what I think it means for Xbox going forward, especially for this channel. I'm gonna do a little bit of a course correction on the way that I talk about Xbox. Still gonna cover the stuff I normally do, the stuff that bothers me the most. Not necessarily Xbox, but the gaming industry in general. And then we're gonna talk about a little bit about Star Wars. Right? You guys know I'm a huge Star Wars fan. You guys know that I like Marvel comics. You guys know I'm a big Disney fan. And it's official. Star Wars has officially died. I'm not gonna lie. I gave up in it. Gave up on Star Wars a long time ago, or at least over a year ago. I was hanging. I was one of those guys that was hanging on by a thread when we had the Mandalorian and seasons 1 and 2. Loved it. Season 3 could have been better, but I thought it was okay. It wasn't anything bad. Nothing to take me away from watching it. But why I knew in a way it was over and that I was gonna have to step away. And I talked about it on this channel. Dude. I would watch Star Wars and consume the product of Star Wars. And what I mean by that is like the television shows and the collectibles, the stuff as a Star Wars fan. But what I found myself doing is getting more into the drama that was going on behind the scenes. In fact, I talked about this on Twitter or on X, and I said, it's the sad thing is that it's the stuff that's going on behind the scenes with Star Wars. If you guys didn't know, there's this big civil war going on between two parties for the control of the franchise, and that was way more interesting than anything that Disney was producing at all. And I'm not just talking about Star Wars; I'm talking about Marvel. All of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes was more entertaining than the actual product that they're supposed to produce to entertain their fans and their consumers. And I found that to be very sad. And so at some point, I just kind of walked away, hoping still that they would be able to course correct. But at this point, or at least a year ago, I realized, no, it's never going to happen. And so if you guys didn't know, there's a show called The Accolyte on Disney Plus that's been running. And episode 3, everybody's saying it's finally over. That's the final nail in the coffin. And we'll discuss it. And I'll talk around it because, like I said, I unsubscribed from Disney Plus. And I'm not going to give my money to a company that doesn't value me as a consumer, especially not as a fan. And the Disney we have now is just have fallen way off the edge. If you're a Disney fan like me and you grew up Disney, they're far afield from what they were. They have no idea what they're doing. They don't know who they are. They don't know what their identity is. In fact, the problem is that they don't have, not that they don't have an identity, is they have multiple identities. Right? It's like the saying goes, jack of all trades, master of none. That's Disney right now. And but the difference is they can't do anything right. And sometimes you just gotta walk away. So that's what I did. I will talk about that in the podcast as well. And then again, we'll talk about Caitlin Clark. You guys know I've been doing some videos on my channel. I've just been enamored by the WNBA. A lot of it, I'm not gonna lie, is nostalgia. The WNBA as I watch it now and is getting getting into the actual league itself, educating myself actually watching the games and stuff like that. The interesting thing about the WNBA for me is it reminds me of the NBA when I first started watching basketball and when I first started playing basketball when I was a little kid. In fact, it was funny. I was my daughter had a training event on the other side of the island, and that's technically when I grew up when I was living in Hawaii when I was little. And she went to this pavilion where the training was. It was a city and county park, and I drove over there to pick her up. And as I drove into the parking lot, I realized that's actually the first time I that park where I went to pick her up. There's a basketball court there, and that's the first time I played basketball. And I actually joined the league there, right? And the name of our team was the Warriors back in the day, and brought back some good memories, man. And so it's kind of ironic, right, that I'm watching WNBA kind of hardcore, like I used to watch basketball back in the day, and I've been enjoying it, man. Don't get it twisted. I do have some critiques on the league. Definitely have critiques on the players. Um, of course, as you guys can see, I'm a huge Caitlin Clark fan. I really do like her. I like her style of play. I like the energy and the assignment that she brings. Obviously, she is a fire starter for the league. Both good and bad. Like I said, the best explanation I've heard for when she before she came into the league. I'm sorry, I can't remember the guy's name, but he had a great take on it. He compared it to a meteorite. You know. Um, hey, what's up, Unlimited? Yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely. I'll send it to you, bro. And but with her, it's interesting because she's all of that, dude. She brings like the awe and the excitement, but she can also she's turning the league over, man. It's total upheaval in the WNBA, and that's what I kind of want to talk about, right? Because even when she doesn't perform well, or even when the drama gets really high, it doesn't matter, man. At the end of the day, this girl is bank, and that's the interesting thing. That's the difference between what's happening with like for me as a fan of Disney. I walked away with WNBA. There's a lot of drama going on, but I'm actually watching the games, and the games are actually pretty good. And there's a lot of great players in the league. They still got a long way to go. That's why I compared them so much to the 70s NBA. 70s NBA was the same thing. They had some great teams, but more or less there was a lot of superstars in the league, but they didn't get that shine. In fact, if you guys didn't know, I talked about it on my channel before. You guys might know that not know the history of the WNBA because you used to have the ABA and they combined with the NBA. And so the NBA itself actually almost shut down, man. Right when I got into basketball because I wasn't as old. You know, a lot of stuff I got was from my dad, watching stuff with him. And then when I was coming into my own, man, the league was in trouble. And then two people you might have heard of them, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, came into the league and basically saved it. And then Jordan came into the league, and then that rookie class came into the league, 84-85, and then the league just blew up. And this is why you have the NBA now. And that's where I see the WNBA is. Unlimited, give me a moment, man. I'm trying to set this stuff up, dude. I'm just flying. I should have sent you. You should get it. Yeah, I'm sorry you had technical issues. Let me shut down my YouTube before I end up on the wrong screen again. You know what I mean, man? I got old man issues. And I wanted to set up a podcast actually with Realist and Other Zinc. Other Zinc especially, man. 'Cause I know Other Zinc's a baller. I'll send them, and I'll send Sega Man something too. But yeah, so yeah, we can kick it off with the Xbox stuff. Unlimited, I sent you the link. So I think it's a perfect time to start, right? If you jump into, so you can. I just wanted to get my final thoughts on the showcase, and then future cast a little bit about where Xbox is going, and then what this channel is going to do, because of what like the direction Xbox is going to go. But bear with me. I want to see if I can send Daya something. And Sega Man. I want to send Hebot something, man. I'm not worried about my boy, man. My brother, man. If you can join. If you hear this, I don't mind you joining, dude. But you take care of yourself too, bro. This stuff is important. Like I'm doing it now because I got some time to kill. I got some time to kill right now, so that's why I'm doing it. I gotta take my daughter. I gotta pick her up at 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11. So let me see. All right, we're good. That should be. But as far as the Xbox showcase, man, I did a podcast. We kind of got off the rails, but it was fun. This is why I'm doing a POPCAST, guys, because it could go anywhere. With the Wrecking Crew, we should actually focus on Xbox and gaming. Well, Xbox first and foremost, then gaming industry as a whole, but we go off the rails there as well. But the podcast is one of these podcasts where you can't go off the rails. But one of the things I wanted to do was actually talk about. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure I'm good. This is crazy. I'm getting stuff on my. But yeah, so I did a video talking about the showcase. My final thoughts on it, dude. If I didn't say it, I'm not sure if I said it on my podcast or not. But if I had to pick a game of the show, right, for me it was Fable. And the interesting thing to me is what I did this whole week was I took a lot of time watching people's reaction. Basically, and then I was going to podcasts and listening to podcasts that I don't normally listen to, both as their reactions and as well as their reviews of the showcase, right? And if you guys haven't noticed, right, prior to the showcase happening, Xbox was dead. Xbox was dead. Microsoft was going to shut them down, right? Satya wasn't happy. Satya was mad at Phil. Satya was mad at Matt and Sarah, right? That he was so mad that their financial team went in there and started making changes. This is why they had layoffs, regardless of the economy. I talked about it nauseum of this channel, right? Regardless of the economy, regardless of everything that's actually going on in the world. Obviously, a lot of you guys that are saying that was talking all this trash don't do your own shopping. You know, I told you on Hawaii we hit a price benchmark on bread of $13 on one of the other islands. $13, guys, for a loaf of bread. So obviously, these guys do not know anything about how business works, because everybody's getting laid off. Everybody's going to get shut down. People are pulling back their budgets. I'm going through that at work myself. Shout out to our boy Tuckmaster when he was talking about what was happening where he works. I'm very familiar with that because we're both in the same system, kind of work for the same organization. But things are bad all the way around. Is my point, right? And it's funny to me because when it comes to gaming, it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. It's only Microsoft and Xbox. What's up, my brother?
Hey, brother, what's going on?
I was gonna do it last night, dude, but I was tired. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to watch a basketball game.
You probably was really, really tired, man.
Yeah, I came home. I was tired. It was a long day. It was a long week for me. And then I had to wait on my daughter, actually, right? She was at a party. And, I didn't want to do a podcast and then leave. And then I started watching WNBA, man. And I was like, oh, dude, this is a pretty good game. So
Yeah, that's big right now. That's big right now, man. WNBA, it's pretty big right now, man.
Yeah, and I am participating, my brother, in the actual sport of basketball when it comes to the WNBA, not just the drama, but yeah, there's a lot of drama. I mean, I've never seen ESPN or any of these sports head talk about WNBA at all. In fact, they point that out when they argue with each other. Like one of the guys on the sportcast, he goes, "Man, I can't believe he goes, this is the fifth day in a row we let off with the WNBA." You know. So and it's good and bad. It's good and bad. I mean, I think I agree with Charles Barkley talked about it. What's going on with the WNBA, and some people are like, well, even bad publicity is good, and Charles Barkley's like, no, not when you're trying to build a brand.
Oh yeah,
we know that. We're Xbox guys, dude. They've been trying to kill Xbox since 2000 when Xbox came in here. We understand that. We understand what it means, perception, as our brother Hebot says.
That's a hard thing to do, man. They could try all they want, but things ain't doing nothing but getting better. Way better.
Just thank God Microsoft is rich, man. That's all I'm gonna say. We Sega guys, we know, bro. We've been down there, bro.
Right?
Yeah. As soon as they hit the $1 trillion mark, I was so happy. I was just like, yeah, bulletproof. The only people who can control Xbox now is Microsoft. But,
so what's going on, bro?
Well, we could talk about. I sent out the Day and Unlimited. I'm kind of hesitant to send it to Hebot. You know what I mean? I'm worried about him.
I talked to him. Yeah, I talked to him. He's doing okay. He's doing pretty decent. He's out and about. You know what I mean? We were talking for a while. He's up and everything, but yeah, he might come. You know how he is. He'll probably come in.
All right, I'll shoot him something, dude. I just
He's out and about though. You know, he's out and about, but he likes to. You know how he is. He likes to pop in and say what's up and see what we're talking about.
well, did you enjoy the podcast?
Man, the podcast that you had,
Oh no, I'm sorry. I meant to say Unlimited's podcast. When you guys not the podcast, sorry, the showcase. That's what I
yes,
meant to say. My bad.
yes, the I was really really excited, very floored. You know, when I was on there, it was so good to do the podcast with Brother Unlimited and the lady of Xbox and stuff. We had a great time. It was phenomenal, man. You know, Phil Spencer, knocked that out of the park, brother.
Yeah.
Knocked that out of the park. That's that. You know how they say. You know how they still throw shade, brother Sega forever. Well, I think this was the best damn show they ever had. Man, come on.
So that's what kind of ranted on in
You
the
know how
last.
they are. Yeah, man, dude. When they have their shows, at least their shows are better than the competitions. They
Well,
never really they don't show much of nothing.
well, they're not. They're not. That's the funny part. They're non-existent. I'm sorry, Sega Man, to interrupt you, but can you
Hello,
send?
brother. It's all right. You're right though. You're
Oh,
right.
can you send Zinc a link to the
Zinc.
podcast? Yeah. Can you send them the link? I don't
I
have
think
a.
I can send them the link from here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But brother, well, this is the best damn podcast I ever had. And I've always been an Xbox guy. You know that stuff. Hey, you know what? It's taking forever. That shit's funny to me, man. These
No,
guys
they
have
just
talked so
can't.
much crap, man. Now they're Xbox again. You can't come home, dude.
Dude, just. I wish they would just be honest for once, man. Just admit you were wrong.
Yeah.
You were not just wrong, dude. You were like really wrong. You were like dead wrong. The way you were wrong, you would get fired. People would
Oh
get
yeah.
fired, and you would have to resign. That's how wrong these guys were.
I just wanted Xbox to do better. That's all. They've been doing better since 2013, dude. I'm not saying they made mistakes, but they were doing good back then. They had they had the best lineup of games when they first came out with the regular Xbox One and versus the PS4. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not saying they didn't stumble a few times, but we always had games. You know, I mean, it's not like we didn't have nothing at all.
No, I 100% agree.
You know how they are, man. I don't agree with everything Microsoft. I don't. I'm not like that. If it's something that they did wrong or I think that was wrong, I'll say something. Because they're not perfect. I'm not saying they are.
They're pretty damn close, though. I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna wear my heart on my sleeve today because for the last the turn of the year, right? Everything was just positive for Microsoft, and then it just came to a point where the industry decided, okay, well, that's enough now. Now we're gonna go negative, and it doesn't turn negative because of one or two things. It's just like a complete 180.
Oh yeah.
Guys, right? And then it comes around full circle eventually, right? Because then what Microsoft has to do, they have to put out a killer showcase. And the funny thing about this showcase is if you actually look and compare it to the other showcases, there's not much difference. I will say that what I'll give Microsoft on this showcase was the production quality continue. They continue to improve, but this is probably the best they ever did on that. And then the content was probably because Microsoft's always had the variety. Microsoft, like when people are talking about 34 to 33, Expedition 33, and how everybody's into that. We had Liza P, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
comparable stuff that people are losing their mind over. If you just go back and look at some of the old showcases they did, it's very comparable.
Oh yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though I will say that this is definitely one of their best showcases, and also I think it also helped that Summer, whatever Jeff Keighley's stupid thing is that I never watch, that sucked, according to everybody. And I'm not just talking about Xbox guys or guys like me who don't like Jeff Keighley. I mean, it seems to be that was the consensus across the board on all sides, as well as there's just nothing, dude. This is E3. This used to be our mecca, right, for gamers, and it is non-existent. And the only company doing anything is Microsoft with the Xbox brand. This is all we get. In fact, I was saying on X, brother, that I wish that Microsoft, they could literally, because news came out later on, a couple days later, that Microsoft actually had more stuff to show.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm like, yeah, dude, I bet you they could do all 3 days. Remember how E3 used to be all 3 days?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They do just their stuff. I mean, they could have a Blizzard, they could have a BlizzCon E3 style, they could have a Bethesda E3 style, they could have an Activision E3 style on top of their own stuff. And I think that's another thing that was great about the showcase. You finally see just the Microsoft Studios coming into fruition. With the stuff that they've been working on.
Yeah.
But what was your game of the show? I can't remember what you said.
My game of the show was E-Day, Gears of War.
Oh, that's right. That's right. How could I forget that?
That
thing
was
was
my
so
game.
stacked, man. That thing was so stacked. I forgot. Yeah. So you're excited about it?
Yeah, I was, man, brother. And when we get our other crew in here, I was very upset with the one dude that was trying to what was it? Is it the guy that he went on the show and he tried the damage control with Phil Spencer?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What was his name? Paolo Moriarty. The
Oh,
guy that's a host of Xbox. What's his
yeah,
name?
Shaggy, right? I can't think of his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude made me mad because he tried his best
Yeah.
to try to like find faulty stuff to talk to Phil Spencer. Well, I got to mention this because everybody wants to know. Like he kept saying all this stuff, and I'm like, bro, it's over, dude. I mean, why you keep trying to start shit, man? You know what I mean? About the show was great. It knocked it out of the park. It was better than State of Gay. It was better than that show. You know what I mean? It was way better, Brother Sega Forever. Dude, they just like to they want to keep damage controlling, bro.
Yeah.
This was a great show. They knocked it out of the park. All these great games. And then you have these naysayers. Yeah, Xbox is back. Xbox is back. Xbox never lost.
Yeah.
Xbox, what do you mean Xbox is back? It's always been here.
Yeah, that's
Xbox is back.
Really? like he was saying, right? I wouldn't be doing my job, or I wouldn't have been a journalist if I didn't ask you these questions. I was like, then don't ask. Nobody cares. Dude.
Yeah, right. Really, dude? Xbox is back. I just laugh when they say stuff like that. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You have nothing to play over there on that side. You have nothing to play over there on that side whatsoever. You have so many games in Ultimate Game Pass and games to play on the Xbox ecosystem that it's not even funny. They don't have nothing to play over there, Sega Forever. They don't. I'm not trying to be mean, but they really don't. They don't have nothing new to play. What do they have? Astrobot? Is that what it's called?
That's what they're talking about, right? So much so I'm like, dude, how good is this game? Because I hear it all the time, and I'm like, is it really that good? Have you seen it, Sega Man? Have you seen Astrobot?
Yeah, it's a little like, it looks like a little kid. I mean, I like some of the. I ain't gonna lie. I like some kid games. I do. I like the adventure games and stuff like that. I like to play them. I don't care. I'm one of them gamers that don't care. If it's let's say it's Madagascar, I'll play that game. I don't care if it's up. I'll play it. A Disney game. I'll play it. But it's not the end all be all, dude. It's okay. But I think it was meant for VR.
See, that's sad. That's
They made it into a game.
No, but that's sad because that's. This is why I can't stand ponies, right? Because it's about the AAA bangers, right? It's about the graphics. It's about the what is it? The P's. It's all their narratives is always like that, dude. But it doesn't matter because as long as it's Sony focused, like they have nothing, like you said. All they have is Astrobot, so like they make it sound like it's the best game ever.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, really?
Yeah, and if that stuff was on if that stuff was on Xbox, dude, they'd be destroying it. You know what I mean? Yeah, these guys are. I saw people sharing videos earlier. I don't know much about it. I got to do some research on it. But they were talking about how PlayStation guys are in denial.
They're in big denial.
Yeah, they're showing the clips from some of the talking heads of the PlayStation Nation or whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna lie, dude. I actually felt sorry for them. It's like, they're so disillusioned, dude. I mean, if Xbox pulled anything like what Sony's doing, dude, even I would be like, no, this is enough. We can't have that. You know what I'm saying? But these guys, man, they just can't, dude. They're lost, man. The day that their system or their company fails, dude, that's gonna be one for the ages.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'll have my popcorn ready, definitely. But Zink said facts. Oh, did you send him the link? Second
I'm
man, he must
trying
have
to.
typed okay then.
I'm trying to get. He told me to send his. Zink, if you can listen to me, text me your email again, and text me it, man, on the phone, and I'll give it to I'll give it to our brother Sega Forever. I can't kind of look for it because I'm in the show with him. So text me it again, brother. If you're here, text me it, Zink. Send me your email again uh, in the text. I'll give it to Sega Forever, brother, because I would like you to come in too and join us, man, real quick.
Yeah, Zink, you know me and Sega Man are the worst of the crew when it comes to tech. you know, me and Sega Man, we old school, so we
All
analog.
right, I got it. Let me see. I got your. I think I got your number, right, Sega Forever.
Or you can just type it in the private chat. Can you type it in the private chat?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I have your number, don't I? I
Oh,
do have your number, don't I?
yeah, you should.
All
You
right,
can text it. Yeah.
I'm a message you, brother Sega Forever. I'm gonna send you his his email. There we go. Sega Forever. Boom. And we're gonna
Yes.
send Sega Forever.
Yeah, Zink. I know you want to get your bars off when it comes to Caitlin Clark, dude.
Let me know if you got it, brother. I sent it to you on your phone.
Oh, I got it.
All right. That's his email for now on. Like if you that's his email. What's up, Anthony Chipmunk, aka Tony Tone? What's up, brother?
Yeah, what's up, Anthony?
I mean, Sega Forever. I was so happy of the games that are coming to us, man. Like that Perfect Dark, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Perfect
Dude, that
Dark.
looks so futuristic, bro. It ain't even funny, man. What's up, Mr. Kima? What's up, Zobi?
Oh,
I like Mr. Kima. He be keeping me informed, man. He's always on point. Shout out to Mr. Kima. What's up, Zobi70 man? What's up, brother?
well, guys like Mr. Kima is why I still stick on. Well, I mean, I'm on X for various reasons, but he's as far as the gaming side. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Kima.
yeah.
He always gives the. I always retweet what he puts out, man.
Say, brother, stick it forever,
Mm-hmm.
bro. This PS4 is this. I gotta pay. Man, this thing is garbage, man. It's garbage, bro.
Oh, what happened? You
I
didn't.
got one. I got one, man. I got it real cheap. I only paid $20 for it, man. I had a couple trade slips. You know how I collect systems, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to wait for it to come way down. So when I went to the game store, it was only $1.30. So I had some trade slips, bro, because I trade in stuff and you get money or you can get cash. So I only had to pay $20 for this thing, this PS4. Man, this thing is trash, bro. It's not. It's the same interface as the PlayStation 3. It's just that same blue black background. It looks boring. The games take 45 minutes to download. The shit be crashing, man. This is garbage, dude. This thing is garbage, man.
How
I have
many?
every right to say it too, because now I own one, so I can say it. You know what I mean? This thing, I'm telling you, Sega Forever, brother. You know I collect systems. This shit's trash, bro. It'd be taking a long ass time for games to download. You'll be looking at games in their little menu thing. It goes back to the beginning. This thing is whack, bro. It's whack, man.
I am not surprised.
And then the games that are in Game Pass, they're full price in here. I'm like, God damn. Glad I got Game Pass. Because these dudes have to pay full price. What's it called? What's that game called? They had a part two to it. That mech game. It was good. What was it called?
Oh,
Remember, it was online first. And they made another one. It was part two. It's old. It's an old one. What's that game called again?
man, I can't remember.
Damn. What is it called? Where the robot had his own personality. You can get out of him, and he'll still do shit while you walk around and do stuff. What was that called again? Ah, man, I forgot. You'll know when I tell you. I just
Yeah,
can't think of the name right now. It's not Mecha Salt. It's something like Mecha Salt. Man, I can't remember.
yeah. Sorry, brother. I'm drawing a blank too.
Google Poll. What's that game, man? Hey guys, what's that game? It was really good on the Xbox. Remember when it was just remember when it first came out, it didn't have no campaign. You could just play online. And you could be these mechs. What was that called? Then they made a part 2 and it had a story. And
You talking about Titanfall?
yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Titanfall 2, dude, is like $45 on the PlayStation Store. That's terrible, man. You can get that game for $5. You can get that game physical, Brother Sega Forever, for $5 in my game store, bro. I'm looking at that. I'm like, God, man. They got these guys paying hell of a money. It's terrible, man. Terrible.
That's you know what, dude? It is what it is, man. Titanfall to me was going to be the next big thing for Xbox, and because everybody was hating on Xbox, dude.
Yeah.
This is why I have a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to. I mean, dealing with the PlayStation fans since the Sega days was one thing, man. But the way they ratcheted up all their hate, dude, they're anti-gamer, man. That's why I don't like that.
Oh yeah.
Like if like I've said this 100 times, dude, I don't care that PlayStation does third-party deals. I don't care if PlayStation buys a company, dude. I'm not gonna buy the game. Then I'm never gonna buy a system, right? I just won't, right? And that's Titanfall is one of the reasons why, right? Because Microsoft came in, funded them, helped them, right? That should have been a game where we should be we should be having this podcast complaining about Titanfall 7.
Yeah.
Me and you should be talking about, has that franchise run its course? Is it time for them to do something else? You know what I'm saying? That's the conversation, but we never had that opportunity, man, because everybody just hated on the Xbox in 2013 and actually destroyed the box that I wanted the Xbox One to be moving forward. I wanted the all-in box, which is ironic because they're kind of coming half circle, not full circle, but half circle,
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Zink?
There's Brother Zink.
Hey, how's it going, man? I sound okay?
Yeah, man. Perfect, brother. What's up?
Hey, hanging in there. Hey, man, I got to be real quick because I got to move.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anyway,
that's all right.
I got to get going. But anyway, dude, I've been dying to get on talking about Caitlin Clark. But before we get to that, let's about the Xbox show.
Hey, Zink, real quick,
Yes.
man. What's your
Yes.
opinion, real quick, about? I got mad when dude was interviewing Phil Spencer, man, because he was trying to nitpick everything.
Phil
man.
Spencer.
What's the dude's name?
Phil,
Shaggy.
I'm sorry, Ryan McCaffrey.
Yeah, what is his problem, brother? That dude, he kept nitpicking everything.
He's been an Xbox hater since he came on to the Xbox magazine.
Man.
I'll never forget it when he was talking about it one time, and he said when he graduated or whatever, he was applying for different jobs, and he applied for the Xbox magazine. They hired him, and he was leaning back for a second. He said, "Damn, I guess I better go get an Xbox."
Really?
See, this is the kind. See, man. Some people, a lot of, not some people. I apologize. A lot of YouTubers do this for a job.
Yeah, they do.
And like I told you guys this before, it's not a hobby. It's not a job of mine. It's not something I like to do. It is literally a way of life. Playing games is a way of life. That's why sometimes when you want something like when you have a pot of flowers or something, you prune and things like that to make the flowers stronger. You
Right.
cut the weeds out of your yard to make the flowers stronger. Sony needs to get the fuck out of here to make gaming stronger. They're a cancer to society. Their supporters ain't shit. Now, IGN has purchased all of the gaming media, so there will never be one truth told ever again. And when people, you alluded to something, Sega Forever, and about reporters getting away with things. People don't hold people accountable long
Yeah.
enough to make them stop
Yep.
bullshit.
That's right.
It's like Jez Corden could say something wrong, and I listened to them one time and well several times, but some most of the time now people say, hey, go to this spot and listen to what Jez and Rand said. Jez said, see, I only slaughter people for things you say, not hearsay. Jez said, if I get a prediction wrong, so what? Who cares? Everybody cares, because he suffers no consequences. When you mess something up, there are consequences. Like you said, Sega Man, you just can, the only one that's allowed to be wrong and continue on with their job is the freaking weatherman. That's it. I mean, think about it. The weather, you cannot predict Mother Nature. Dude, it was supposed to be 94 degrees, but it didn't happen. It was like 69 degrees, dude. When the wind comes off the
Oof.
lake isn't warm yet, so it's going to knock the temperature down by the
Yeah.
lake. So the weatherman is allowed to be wrong. You're not allowed to be this wrong this many times, and people still view your bitch ass as a source you know, and
Yeah.
people are just not held accountable enough. Here's something that's dear to Sega Man and I. Now that they had this Xbox, this Gears of War reveal at the end, right? I wish I could see the chat. I can't see the chat the way this is set up right now. But
Oh,
but check it out. The way they're talking about Gears now. Now all of a sudden we have all of these damn experts, bro. Sega Man, this one dude, and I like this guy, but he has his faults. But Andy Pants, he had a video, I don't think maybe a month ago or something. I just happened to see it today. I don't know why it just came to my feed today.
Yeah.
But he had this video about Gears, and he said he gave this big critique about Gears, called it woke, and of Gears 4 and 5 woke. It's not as good as the original trilogy. And of course, there's some pony bots in there talking they shit, right?
Yeah.
So he said he played Gears Ultimate and how much better and gory it was to 4 and 5. And then he said this. Now everybody sit the fuck down and pay attention to what I'm about to say. Now he had this illustrious critique and criticism of the Gears franchise. And then he said this. He said, well, I didn't play the original series. I just started playing Gears in 2023.
Oh.
Now, bruh, see, when you say some shit like that,
He
see,
messed up there.
listen, when someone says they just played something in 2023 and this series has been out since when 2005
Yeah.
2007
Around that.
way
Yep.
damn near 20 years ago, and you say you just now experienced it in 2023, bruh, what do you say to that? See, here's
Yeah.
the thing. Some of us live something and some people just play something. And he started with Gears Ultimate. That means you didn't play the original Gears, so you weren't there since inception.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's right.
so you don't know how the controls work. So he proceeded to say off of Gears Ultimate how Gears controls.
Yeah.
Bruh, that's not how it controlled when it first came out.
Right.
Now, of course, did we love the game? Absolutely. I'm sure Second Man, you played it just as much as I did.
Oh,
Well,
yes,
not
I
as much as
did. Yes, I did.
maybe not as much because I had to play co-op, campaign co-op with my son that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
around 6 or 7 years old at the time, and now this nigga 24. But I had to play the game with him every time I got home from work, or whenever he had free time, I had to play this game. It's like, when you babysit a nephew. I babysat my nephew one time. Man, dude, I watched The Lion King 6 times in a row. Th- No break. Okay. But when you taking care of a kid, you run into days like that. You're gonna watch Elmo for 11 hours a day, and straight, But the thing is, he didn't get a chance to live the game. You experienced it. You played it once when you and I played it countless hours, you know. So, but yet we're supposed to listen to your critique of the game. You have no say. Then he said, where did Kate Diaz come from? It's woke now. bruh. Kate Diaz's
Yeah.
father, Kate Diaz. I put in the comment section. I said, bruh, Kate Diaz's dad was a fucking gear.
Yep.
So
Yep.
she didn't come out of just nowhere. And
Right.
then I listened to. Let me give Sega man Sega forever somebody because we light on him. We don't give him no shit. So
Kate's dad is in Gears Tactics.
facts, but he don't know that, or he wouldn't have said where did she come from.
Right.
And now let's get back on Sega Forever, okay? Sega Forever's one of his favorites is Mr. Matty Plays. Let me tell you what this dude did. So Mr. Matty Plays as is over here. He's trying to give his critique of Gears and the trilogy, and he said something. He said the story is long and it's span. You could be in middle school and the story doesn't conclude until you're a grown individual. Not like Uncharted, where Uncharted can show you a great story in a trilogy. We need to get back to that. No, stupid ass. See, this is where what pisses me off when you heard me say Sony have those C spot run stories, where you're in kindergarten, you sit on the carpet, you cross your legs, and you listen to the teacher read you a fucking story.
Yeah.
That's Sony. That's their stories. It comes and it gets the fuck out of here. Okay? It doesn't have lore. It doesn't have depth. It doesn't have things where you'll have the greatest lorist going back and forth saying, no, this happened because of that. You don't get sensations like that. You don't get mystery like that in a Sony game. If you do, you damn stupid ass ponies that's hearing me say this, could you please tell me what game this happens in? Okay, it's the Microsoft story is of intelligence, and if you can't comprehend it, get your ass out of here and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But Gears, of course, is great, and this is one of the reasons, Sega man, why I almost didn't even want them to go back in time, even though that's what we like to do. I'd love to play a game where Noble Six was on one of his solo missions by himself. You know, I wanted to see, and I do want to see what happened to Marcus, how they all became gears.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
and you see how great they did it with Coltrane, how they went back to how Coltrane, they gave him a little stadium thing on his own.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a
Yeah.
Coltrane game when he's just
That would
tearing the
be.
damn
Yeah. I would.
place up.
Yeah.
That'd be fire as hell. But these people that come and like you saying about Ryan McCaffrey, there are people that just scratch the surface of a game and think they know everything. He don't know shit. And let me tell you, Sega man, you were so poignant when you said, and so a matter of fact, when you said Ryan McCaffrey was digging for things. He asked Phil Spencer again a different way of why is Game Pass profitable.
Yeah.
Phil Spencer gave him another answer. He told him how profitable it was. He told this dumbass, at no time in the history of Xbox have this many people been playing the Xbox console, but nobody wants to pick up on that after the show. So when the new people came on, she Phil he Ryan McCaffrey asked the Boulders Gate lady the same question to try and get a different answer than Phil trying to say Game Pass isn't good, right?
Yeah.
He asked this lady, and she was glowing about Game Pass and how glad she is that Pass is here. You know, and it was worse than Ryan asking Phil. But he's sneaky and he's backdoors talking about, well, the fans want me to ask this. Bitch, we don't want you to ask no stupid shit like that. We
Yeah.
want you to ask what the future is about. You trying to dig up some old shit. And I told people how Game Pass works, but that's okay if they don't listen. I know you guys listen. It goes all the way back to when Ballmer told the guys, it's like, uh, where are your reserves for returns? Well, when you have reserves for returns, you have reoccurring revenue, reoccurring profits, so you can put it back into the business. And that's all Game Pass does. But since Sony can't do that with any of their shitty games,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll never see that. But back to Sega Forever's favorite Mr. Matty Plays. When he was talking about Gears, he referenced that Uncharted. Uncharted is not $1 billion franchise. If Uncharted were as good as you think it is, Mr. Matty Plays, factions wouldn't be canceled, you jackass. But see, nobody challenges these people. That's why I'm mad at
Yeah.
Cognito.
Yeah.
Matty Plays is free to say a lot of dumb shit, and he's never checked. This is why I will show them no mercy. I will show none of these YouTubers or none of these media types mercy because they do this over and over and over again.
Yep.
And they suffer no consequences. And like our boy 100 said, Zinc, man, you take this shit too serious. Yeah, I do. That's a flaw that I have. I do take gaming too seriously. I do. Because it's a way of life to me. And you have people here ruining something we all like. You know, that's why I only reference a few people like 100, like Legal's team. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
Flip Money are the guys we run with. You know, and C Money's wife talks so much shit, dude. Hey, dude, when she go off on a rant, I actually have to make sure I'm not out in public because she hit hard, boy.
When
But
she
you
goes on,
know,
yeah, dude. When she gets, when she can say stuff, she can talk, she can sling it, dude. But
oh
yeah,
my
dude,
goodness.
when she's like mad, dude, it's. I love watch. I re-listen to it. I reverse
I,
that bad boy.
yeah, yeah, you have to listen to it again,
Yeah,
and you have to pause and like look around, like, oh shit, you know, what's the rule? Do you open the windows when a tornado is coming through, or you board them up? What the fuck you do? You know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
oh man, when she get on the roll, it could be curtains. But hey, I'd rather sit back and listen to you guys talk about the gaming. But I wanted to say my piece about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. I know you were dying to talk about it the other night. So
Yeah, yeah. Next time, uh, what the
realistic.
realist. Next time the realist is on, and anybody in the chat, don't think I dislike the realist in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
realist actually saved my life. Okay,
Yeah. The realist.
so huh?
I said the realist. He's cool. That's a cool brother.
Without question. So anyway, the realist, I had to get up and Sega man, Sega Forever would not end the show. I asked him repeatedly to end the show. I had to go to sleep. But I was afraid to go to sleep because the realist was talking so much shit. I had to watch him. You know, he was talking all this shit. But hey, look, man, this girl, Caitlin Clark, bro, she should be on the Olympic team. It
Yeah,
was one time where the USA team had three rookies on the team. All right.
Yeah.
It's not that Caitlyn and to say she didn't earn it, bullshit. Neither did those three then. Three rookies at the same time was on one USA team. And one of my boys even said it's a girl that was selected to the USA team. She may not even play because she's hurt,
yeah, she is. There's
bro.
two people hurt. Yeah,
So here, you say she didn't earn it. She's the all-time collegiate leading scorer. Period. And she didn't get that way by shooting layups. She didn't get that way because she's 7 feet 2 inches tall and she's dunking on everybody. She is the all-time scoring champ from shooting the damn ball from half court. She's
yeah,
shooting from all over the place.
yeah. She,
Dude,
she's.
this chick can freaking play. I'm glad Serena Williams stepped up on her behalf today, or last night, or whenever it was. But I saw the quote she said today, and it was, she said, "I'm glad she's has social media off and she works on herself. Do you? That's the only way you get better, basically." And the greatest thing I learned from actually one of my worst coaches I've ever had, but he said something so important. And this is something that's applicable to everything, especially if you have work to do, and especially to children. He said one time to us, eliminate all distractions. When you're distracted, you can't focus on task. Eliminate the distractions. And she's eliminated distractions that we tell to kids in our behavioral program when we were doing our behavioral program. Hey, you can only control the controllables. This
Yep.
one girl from Connecticut team was bashing her because she didn't want to speak on all these social issues, on racism, how people are using her name, homosexuality, feminism, all this shit, right? This
Hmm.
girl really should have just finished taking her finals 2 weeks ago. Soon as the tournament was over, 2 weeks later, she's playing in the WNBA. She should have been in class. So you asking a 22-year-old to change the fucking world? Will you shut the fuck up? I do. I'm glad LeBron said what he said about her.
Oh,
You
LeBron,
know,
dude, yeah, LeBron came out, and you know
it,
what? I'm sorry, Steve, but I
no,
love the
go
way
ahead.
I love the way he said it because he talked about like he equated him with her, so he knows what he's going like. But then he
Facts.
talked about his son, right? Which
Yep.
you could tell that was coming from the heart. So I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Keep
Barkley,
going.
Barkley was talking right, and I'm like, I'm hit or miss with Barkley sometimes, but
Facts.
Barkley is Barkley, dude. He's just gonna say whatever he want to say.
Hmm.
So when he was coming out, dude, and trying to tell these people, what this actually means, the bigger picture, and you'd think they would listen to these guys because they were there when the NBA blew up. Right, he was part of
Hmm.
that rookie class when they came in. I remember when he was in Philly, dude. I've never seen the dude as big as Barkley was, but especially when Barkley was younger and he first came, he was a rookie,
Hmm.
dude. People don't realize how fast he was and how quick he was, because he's
Hmm.
what 6'5", like six
Man,
foot,
Barkley is like 6'5", 6, maybe 6'6",
maybe six
standing
six.
on the book.
Yeah,
But he hit as quick as he could get off of his feet. And
he
he's a
was tenacious.
specimen.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
special. He would out muscle guys bigger and taller than him, man, and
Yep.
nobody would mess with him. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying?
Yep.
So
I mean,
he brought that flavor into the NBA. I remember that, dude. When I was
hmm but even though we knew he was okay at Auburn, we didn't know he'd be that good, and he
yeah.
was. But everybody knew how great LeBron was.
Yeah.
We didn't even know how great Jordan was going to be. But Bobby Knight said this. He was talking to the people in Portland. I think it was it Portland, Portland or Houston. I think it was Portland. The Portland, I think they were going to get Sam Bowie because he was the best like center at the time.
Sad
And
boy. Oh my god.
but Sam Bowie could play though. Injuries killed him.
Yeah,
I
injuries.
wasn't the biggest fan, but Sam Bowie could ball. But
Yeah.
injuries hurt him. And they said the Portland guy said, "Hey, but we can't get Jordan. We need a center." Bobby Knight said, "Put Jordan at center." Because he coached.
yeah,
You remember that shit? Because
yeah, yeah,
because he coached Jordan on the Olympic team, and he was like, "This dude is crazy,"
yeah.
you know. And
He's so bad for you, man.
it's something else when people say that about you. But we knew how good LeBron was going to be, and I didn't see him in high school. But one of my closest friends that you think I don't play that bullshit, he don't play that bullshit either. He passed away though about
Yeah.
passed away maybe 15 years ago.
No.
And when he passed, it did affect me because I never watched another NFL draft. I haven't watched one since because he's gone. But anyway, when he went to see LeBron play, he was walking out of the stadium, out of a high school stadium. And it wasn't a high school stadium, it was arena because by that time, a high school couldn't hold the amount of people that wanted to see LeBron.
Yeah.
So they were at whatever civic center. Before he got outside, he called me. He said, "Man, if I had an NBA team, I would draft him. I would start him at point guard over everybody in the league except for Jason Kidd." And
Mm.
that guy's no bullshit. That was a quote after he saw him in a high school game. And what happened? LeBron is LeBron. Okay, whether people like him or they hate him, this dude is LeBron. And I'm glad you brought up LeBron because LeBron is an activist. This
Mhm.
dude is an outward activist. But you see, players that are activists, they really don't say nothing about Jordan because if they call Jordan for support, Jordan will say how much money. But Jordan is not the type that's going to be the face of it. That's just not him. Everybody can't be Muhammad Ali. Everyone
Right.
can't be
Right.
Colin Kaepernick. Everyone can't be King James. But this girl here, people want her to be someone she's not. But what she is a very effective speaker, and she's not letting shit get to her. But the one thing that's going to happen, and this is what I was going to get on the realist about, I've
Mm.
watched coaches ruin players that I knew could play. If this lady is coach of her next year, she won't be able to take it. You can't have someone in authority that don't know what the fuck they're doing coaching kids. You can't. She is damn sure gonna ruin that girl. She don't even run no damn plays, dude. She runs no plays.
Did you
If
see
Steve,
the Did you see the Connecticut game?
man, I tried to watch the here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna make me get the NBA package because that's the only way you can see every game.
Yeah.
And I don't even have the NFL package. I go to BW3s when Lamar Jackson plays. Every time I'll go to BW3s to get something to eat, sit there, watch the game. But this girl is going to make me get the NBA package. And this one girl from Connecticut said her fan base is white. What? Hey, hey, look, man. Hey, let me tell you something. If what I want Caitlin Clark to do is have Nike make a size 14 or 15, because Nike is it. Sometimes I wear 15, sometimes I wear 14. If they make a size 14 or 15 Caitlin Clark shoe, you better believe I have me a pair of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, there are
And
people.
go ahead.
She has a big male fan base, dude. Because guess what, guys?
Huge.
Like people, they ran the stats, and the people that run to watch the NBA, WNBA the most are dudes, right? So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
it's not
hey, and like you, Sega Forever, a lot of these guys will come to my YouTube feed. There's a
yeah,
lot of guys that cover the game. Now they can't show the game, but they they
yeah,
narrate the game like they Keith Jackson or somebody doing a
yeah,
football
yeah,
game or some shit,
yeah, yeah.
And sometimes I get caught up listening to them, man. If you
Some of
guys
them are
not
good,
on,
bro. They're good. There's some good
some of
podcast.
them are very good and they break the game down too,
Yeah,
But and that's the one good vehicle that YouTube has created. There are a lot of people out here with talent. I
yes.
just don't like it when they abuse their platform, like Mr. Matty Plays, like Ryan McCaffrey, et
Mm-hmm.
cetera, Greg
Mm-hmm.
Miller. Those subjects abuse their platform and they happen to have a massive platform and abuse it, you know. So, but
Right.
anyway, dude, I got a lot to do today. I'm glad y'all on. Hey, Sega Fabric, if you still on at 3 a.m., I might be able to jump on. Uh, I'll take the
Hey,
sunrise
Zink.
shift. Yes, sir.
Take the third shift. Yeah.
Zink and Sega forever. Before you leave, Zink, happy Father's Day and happy Father's Day to
Oh yeah, dude. Happy
all the
Father.
Back.
brothers in the chat. If you're a father, guys, happy Father's Day. Tomorrow's your day. Guys, enjoy your day, man. It's your day. Enjoy your day. Happy Father's Day to all you guys, and I hope you have a good day tomorrow.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Father's Day is tomorrow?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know, right?
Damn.
man.
But you know what? That's just guys though, man. Nobody gives a shit, really, except for a few people do care about Father's Day, but it's nowhere nothing. It's nothing like Mother's Day. Mother's Day is worse than Christmas, dude. I mean, y Mother's Day is the only day that they don't have AAU tournaments, or travel
Yeah.
softball tournaments,
Yeah.
that my daughter was in. Things shut down for Mother's Day, but Father's Day, no, get your ass to the park. You know? Hey, but I used to say, hey, I just want to be left alone on Father's Day. I want to be in the garage. I want to play my game.
Right. Right.
If it's my day, then this is what I like to do. But it never
Yeah.
works out that
Of
way.
course.
No, I have to take you to eat some shit. You know. Yeah, but you're right. I agree with that. Hey, man, but y'all have a good show, and I damn sure be listening in.
All right, brother Zink.
All
Thanks
right,
for
talk to
thanks
y'all
for
later.
stopping.
Thanks coming,
All
man.
right, peace.
Peace.
Hey, just real quick. So Zink, I have your email now, so I'll just send you the direct link so that
Yeah, there
because
you go. Yeah, there you go, brother. Sega forever. Yeah.
yeah, me and Realist were talking about the WNBA, and then Zink was in the chat. He wanted to come in, but I had no way to contact him, because I
Yeah.
usually send you guys links through Twitter or Instagram. Um, but I know he was writing up the chat, man, and Realist. So Realist was kind of like the antagonist, right?
What
And
about
so it was
Unlimited?
a great battle. So
Unlimited? Is he? I guess he's busy today.
Unlimited, are you still there? I sent him the link.
He could be. He might be. Dea might pop in. It depends on what she's doing. I guess she might.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
what
so
about you, brother Sega forever? Let's wrap a little about the show, man. What
Mhm.
about you, brother? What's your most anticipated game coming, man? that's coming
Oh.
that you've seen? What are you most looking forward to?
Well, if we're going by unlimited rules, right, on this podcast, I was impressed with every game that was on there.
Yeah,
But
pretty
if I
much.
have to pick, I'm not gonna lie, dude, it's Fable. It's Fable for me.
Yeah.
But and the only reason I say that is, Fable is the game outside of Halo. Fable. There's three games, right? There's Halo that got me to get an Xbox. It was Fable that made me realize that Xbox was more than just a shooter box.
Yeah.
And then it was Viva Pinata that made me realize that Xbox has the potential to be an all around type of gaming console, right? Because Viva Pinata was it had such a cult following,
Yeah.
and it was such a great, well done game that you wouldn't expect on a console like Xbox, especially because a lot of people haven't been gaming as long as we have. But if I had to pick any game, it was definitely Fable, just for the simple, and that's a tough one, man, because South of Midnight is right there, up there as well. But the only reason I'm going with Fable is because the lineage. I'm impressed with what Playground Games has shown. I mean, they're a company that just basically known for Forza.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're taking what they know and are best known for in Forza, as far as the quality of the graphics, right? Attention to detail, and they're bringing it into Fable, right? And again, guys, Gogo was talking about this in the chat, and I'll echo this, and you were saying this as well. There are so many fake and fraud people out there talking about stuff that they don't have any idea about.
Yeah, that's true.
Because this week I took a lot of time to consume, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. You know how I am. I was being petty, right? I had my popcorn ready, dude. I wanted to get the salt, right? Because all of these were absolutely, like we were just saying, man. All these guys were not just wrong; they were wrong. They were off. Right, the only Zing said, the only people that get a pass is the weatherman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I listen to a lot of these podcasts, and there's a lot of great podcasts or reactions because a lot of people were excited, and the amount of times that people were saying Game Pass, right? Because the narrative out there was that Game Pass was dead, and then there's like people, and you can tell these are normies, right? This is why I watched them, and they were like, "Oh, Game Pass. Oh my gosh, it's coming to Game Pass. Oh, that game's coming to Game Pass too. Oh, that's a Game Pass game," right? Because they're not as dialed in as we are.
Yeah.
So they don't get the they don't have to defend or hate, right? They just watching. And so for me, when I looked at Fable and some of the people commenting on Fable, you can tell they never played the game. And it's been a while since I played it. I'm not gonna lie. So some of the stuff I'm kind of like, yeah, But when you see the trailer, dude, they actually show Albion. And I was watching that trailer, and I could remember where my house was. That's how close to the original that it looked. You know what I mean? Of course, way more detailed. You can tell they upgraded everything. And I was like, I know that street, dude. That's where my house is, like right down there. Right? Because back then you could buy at least that Fable I played. You could buy the home, right? And so there was a lot of things that they were showing that Fable fans will appreciate. Like on the first game, they're definitely playing up because it's called Fable, right? So they're playing up the Fable aspect of it, right? I love the first trailer just because the way it presented everything and the character. And so on the second one, they just expanded on that, and they're giving you as a player, as a person who's a fan. I'm not saying you have to be hardcore, but if you played the game or if you spent any time in the game, there's a lot of things in that second trailer that you will appreciate about it, right? And that took me back, and so that's why that got my game of the my game of the show. That and the fact that Playground Games is taking what they know and applying it, but also bringing it into the world and not forgetting that the world has a fan base.
Yeah,
it has a big fan base, right? Unlike other franchises, I'm talking about you, Disney Star Wars. Unlike those guys, right, who are just neglecting the people who help bring these products to life. And I'm the type of person, look, dude, I don't mind change. I don't mind you trying to take experimenting with stuff. That's what irked me about the girl in the first trailer. How everybody says she was ugly, and nobody got the idea that it's not that they made her ugly. It's because the giant is telling a story about her, and he hates her. He hates heroes. That was the whole point of the narrative when they're interviewing the giant in the first Fable trailer we saw. When he's talking about him in his own British way, which is another thing they nailed, right?
Yeah.
He's talking bad about her, but with the British accent and the way the British speak, right? You don't actually get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they show her, yeah, of course she looks ugly, and everybody, if you look at the other NPCs in the trailer, they look a little off, right? Because you can tell he doesn't like humans, right? And if you know the Fable, right? Fee, fi, fo, fum, you know. Right? So it all plays into that. And the thing that got me, and I go through this long thing just to let you know that when I watch people talk about it, they don't get it because they don't understand what Fable really is, right? And I know we hold the media accountable, the gaming media accountable, as we should, because they're horrible. But a lot of the influencers, I'm not trying to say that you should hold them accountable, but we should point out a little bit that these guys are not. They're doing it for clicks and views. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? But it is what it
Right.
is.
Right.
But they don't have the deep appreciation, so they can't appreciate that. They can't appreciate the trailer as much as people who are fans, because when you watch that, they basically are telling you everything that Fable is, and reiterating to somebody like me and to people who might be coming on. Look, this is what we have. This is how we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
And for me, who's deep into Fable, I could appreciate every moment. So again, long-winded, sorry, but that's
That's
why
okay. That's okay.
I just thought they did an excellent job. I love the way that Playground Games is doing everything. I can't wait for it to come out, dude. I think it's going to be a seismic hit for them, right? Because they're known as the Forza guys. And if they can cross over, sorry about the background noise.
That's all right, man. It's all right.
I will say this, dude. I was happy for you, dude. When the
Oh
gears.
yeah, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait, man. It was awesome, brother. It was awesome to see that. And now you get to see where a young Marcus, a young Marcus and Dom, and when it first started out, how they said they didn't get along as well. So you get to see that lore of that story. That's awesome, man. I mean, look, I can wait for Gear 6. I don't mind playing this. This is going to be a fantastic game, I think, man. This is going to be awesome. You get to know more about the story and more about the world of Emergence Day and different things like that. So yeah, this is great. And me and Zinc, we're like kids in a candy store, man. When we heard about this, man. This is going to be fantastic, bro.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic. I was listening though.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Like, this is why I keep my mouth shut, right? Because I am an Xbox guy. I am not a big Gears guy.
Yeah.
I have big Gears, but I'm not like a gearhead like you guys are, right? And to Zing's point, when he was talking about some of these guys talking about Gears, some people just need to be quiet. It's not your game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you guys talk about Halo, we'll talk about Halo because I'm more on the Halo side. But I'm the type of person, I like the science fiction. The thing with Gears to me has always been more on the horror side.
Yeah,
I do really well with that. Though I do love the shooter aspect of it. That's what keeps me in tune with it. It's not just a straight up horror type game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is why I felt bad at some of the games. Like what's that game? Tokyo, the one we got.
So what is it?
That game from the studio that just shut down that Microsoft got.
Oh, you talking about Ghostwire Tokyo?
Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah.
I was playing it, dude. I loved it, dude. Loved the look. Loved everything, man. But it just got a little bit too demonic for me. Sorry, so I had to bounce from it. That's why I didn't finish it. I mean, me personally.
That's a good game. I'm like you, Sega Forever. I did not finish Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm at a certain part, and it wasn't a certain part in the game. But I actually got into it. It was actually pretty good,
Well, I
thought
got
it
as
was a
far
pretty
as
decent game.
yeah, I got as far as I could, and there was this one part. Plus, and they had a kid in there, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. So that's why I actually stopped. There was nothing against the game. The game was well done. Loved the look of it, man. It was a beautiful looking game. I feel bad that they got shut down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I was like, I couldn't go anymore. Unlike Gears, man, where there's one part, man. I had my son kind of finish it for me. It was this one part where it was Gears 5. And then you were in this one area, dude. It was just when everything was exploding. Of course, they upgrade the graphics were like, Gears looks amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a 4K UHD, you have the whole nine, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. When I was at that part, I was like, Dad, I just looked at my son. Finish this for Daddy. He's like, yeah, Dad, I got it. So he just finished that part, and then I continued on. But
yeah, it was. I think it's going to be Fantastic. I think it's 2025, but yeah, it's going to be great. And these games we know that are coming. But the greatest thing about all this stuff is me and Zink and like the diehard Gears fans. Probably, I think Gogo Paul too. We're buying this physically. I'm definitely buying it physically, and I believe Zink is definitely doing it. You know what I mean? Because we own them all physically. But look, all the people that are not like really into Gears, that play Gears, that might just like to play Gears and not really own it. They have, if they have that Ultimate Game Pass, man, a lot of those games you see on the show are all going into Game Pass. Game Pass it's just imploding with games, dude. It's destroying everything that's out there. The competition cannot keep up, Brother Sacred Forever. They just can't. They can't keep up with Microsoft, man, when it comes to their Game Pass and things that they're doing in their gaming division. They can't, man. They just can't. People can deny it all they want, but the best value for your buck to be a gamer is Game Pass. Game Pass is for you. If you're a gamer, it's for you, regardless. If you're a gamer on a budget, also, it's definitely for you. Everybody can't afford to buy these games, Sacred Forever. You know that. They're going up. $70. They're going up. So, I mean,
I forgot who I was reading. I want to say the guy that was I think he's still at in Embracer, and he was saying that $70 is not going to be enough for these AAA games. They're going to have to go higher.
Yeah,
dude. Then you just should. Then you'll fail either way. You can't go any higher because even if you do, nobody's going to buy it. So you're in a catch-22.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the problems. And it's interesting to me because guys like us have been talking about this for a while. And it's funny, man, that it finally blew up. Everybody's dealing with the realism. I mean, it took the economy that we have now to kind of wake them up. But I mean, this was never sustainable on that level. And this is why you have Game Pass, right? You want more people in Game Pass because it makes it better for everybody.
Oh,
because, guys, Game Pass, you're still paying a monthly subscription, right? What you're doing though is the value you're getting for that monthly subscription, like a subscription service. And as you can tell by this last showcase, that Game Pass, dude, it's here to stay. These guys have never given up on Game Pass. I don't know where all this information coming. I mean, I know where it comes from, man. It comes from a place of hate. A lot of the ponies out there and stuff like that. Then the media picks up on it, right? Then you got the people that want to get clickbait, want to get bigger because they get views, And then again, you watch the showcase, and all of that just blows up in your face. So at some point in time, people are going to start waking up and realizing that you can't really listen to these people, right?
Yeah.
Especially when the influencers come in, they go where the clicks are, right? And they're never held accountable, man. The amount of times I watch people that pushed all this, man. In fact, one of this, I won't say his name, man, because I really do like this guy. I think he is a good he has a good YouTube channel because he talks about gaming in general. That's why I listen to him. Because I think overall from him, dude, but even he was talking about Xbox and he kind of, to me, stepped over the line than what his channel is. And he bought the bait and switch, man. And so I'm looking at his recent stuff and it's all positive on Xbox. And I was like, dude, you never should have left that positivity.
Yeah.
Because it was never gone, dude. You guys were lied to. You guys were, as my favorite actor Denzel says, you were hoodwinked.
Yeah.
It was bamboozled. Dude, you guys fell for a hook, line, and sinker. And the sad thing, you didn't fall from it from a corporate level. You fell from grace from a bunch of haters on the Sony side that just wants Xbox gone. That's what happened to you guys.
Yep. They want it gone so bad, but it's not going anywhere. It's getting bigger and better and way better. I mean, it's already been good. We know this as Xbox fans, and I think I can speak for the chat also. Diehard Xbox fans ain't never left. I've never left. There's a lot of people that left and went over to the Sony side. That's their choice, but hey, you left the best side, man. It was Xbox. Xbox always, in my opinion, were ahead of the game. They were, when it came to the gaming, and they're ahead of their time, dude. They didn't understand when the first Xbox One came out what they were trying to do. They didn't understand what they were trying to do. The DRM stuff is relevant today. So, I mean, all this stuff, they didn't understand. Oh, man. Oh, you can't play used games. And they were putting stuff in their head, all this stuff like that, always online, people crying and stuff. Yep, I'm definitely going to PlayStation. Yep, I'm definitely going to PlayStation. And, they all left. They all left and went right to the 360 guys. A lot of 360 guys did go over to the PlayStation 4. They did, but I never left. I never will. Xbox is my platform of choice. I might be a collector and I have other systems, but my platform of choice will always be the Xbox over anything. It's the best gaming system out here. It just really is. In my opinion, it is.
Oh, I think it's irrefutable. I mean, they're the only
Yeah.
ones put on a showcase.
Oh yeah.
They're the only ones that have any type of new content coming out. They're the only ones that are successful service.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever the direction that Microsoft goes in, and I know a lot of you ponies won't like to hear this, but whatever direction Microsoft goes in, because I complained on my channel about the games crossing. I am old school, man. I don't care. I don't need God of War over here. If I want to play God of War,
I don't either. Yeah.
I'll go buy a PlayStation. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that, dude. I don't need The Last of Us, or what's the other one? The girl dinosaur one.
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Dude,
What's the other one? What's that other one?
Horizon Dawn.
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn.
See, I don't even really know what your games are. I mean, I catch it in glimpses and clips, and you guys talk about them so much. But I'm perfectly fine with you guys staying on your side of the pond, your side of the aisle, and then we on our side of the aisle, and let the chips fall where they may. I'm not that type of person. Now, and this is why, again, I've never had a problem when people used to tell me, "Oh, they bought exclusive rights." I don't care. That's one less game I have to buy.
Yeah.
Right, because I have a bunch of other games here I'm struggling to finish. I have games I haven't even tried, and it's games that I own on a backlog of over hundreds of games that I haven't even had a chance to touch. So I'm fine, right? Because I'm a gamer, dude. I'm old school, man. If you keep something away from me, I'll go find something else to play. If you produce a show, like if you produce a Star Wars show that sucks, then I just won't watch it. Then I'll go watch some K dramas.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll actually go out and touch grass. You know what I'm saying? Find things in my life that I can find to occupy my time. I'm not going to kowtow to, to what you want me to do. And you guys, hey, life is about choices. People making choices. I'm all fine with that. You make yours, I'll make mine. So I don't really care. Now this whole cross-platforming thing, right? This is what Microsoft basically stepped in, put their foot forward to do, right? And as Microsoft goes, guess what? So goes the industry, because that's one of the things I saw, Siggy, man. A lot of these Sony guys is upset about this, right? They're talking. And to me, I'm kind of like, good, about time. You guys should worry about your own consoles.
Yeah.
Oh, Siggy, man, let me read this real quick. Ziggy Cross, man, saw 58% PS5 users have dropped from Sea of Thieves. Just more proof that we don't need Xbox games on PS5. Well, Ziggy Cross, man, I mean, if you're being fair, you can just look across the entire industry, and that's happening. This is why live service games are a thing. This is why your what's his name, the last guy you guys had in charge of PlayStation, I can't remember his name, Jim Ryan. This is why he was saying you guys are going to get 10 on the Sony side. And look, dude, it's fine, dude. Everybody's trying to find their way, right? Because at the end of the day, right, and I wish Daya was here because she could speak on this more. Gogo, I know you're in the chat. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I hope it ain't that guy, Christopher.
That's fine, dude. If you're
it might be him under a different name, because I noticed that one guy came and bothered you, and then Realist exposed them. It might be him, but we don't need PlayStation games. We don't need PlayStation games on the Xbox Series X, Ziggy. We don't need your games. We honestly don't. We don't need God of War. We don't need none of your games. We don't need The Last of Us. All your games, in my opinion, all they are just a Young and the Restless like story. They're like the Young and the Restless, like the stories that come on that your mom watch and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of those games are boring. They're too slow. You know what I mean? And we like getting into the game. Because I had a PlayStation 3, and just God of War is boring to me. I didn't like God of War. I mean, Uncharted is nothing but a copycat game of Tomb Raider. I mean, the system is actually just copycats on what other people do. It does it till this day. They copycat everything, honestly, that Microsoft is doing. Honestly, they just copycat, but they're just doing it. They're doing it all wrong. You know what I mean? So your games can definitely stay over there. I have a PlayStation 4 right now, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to be mean, but this system is really, it's sad how slow it is with downloading games. It's just really slow. You know what I mean? It crashes all the time when you want to look through stuff, and the backgrounds are plain, and just like the PlayStation 3, it looks just like the PlayStation 3's background. It's a terrible, in my opinion. They didn't take the time to really evolve the system, like, like have some creativity. The creativity of the PlayStation 4 interface sucks. I'm sorry, it just does, and it's terrible. It takes forever to load. Like this one game, I forgot what game. I got it from the library, right? The Sega Forever, because you can actually take out PlayStation games at the library, right?
Oh wow. Okay.
And it took 45 minutes. It took so long for this game to download, dude. I would look like it was a long ass time, man. I'm like, man, this thing is slow. Oh my god, it's terrible. It's the best $20 I spent. Put it that way. It's terrible, bro. The only reason why I got Sega Forever is for the old shoot 'em ups that won't come on. That'll stay on there, and the beat 'em ups, like Hebot said. That's all I got that for. I got it for. I played God of War on PS3. It was boring. I played The Last of Us. That was so boring. It took so long to get into the game. I thought I was watching a movie, dude. That's how long it took to get in the game. That game called Heavy Rain. That's the most terrible game I've ever played, dude. It's like it took forever, Sega Forever, to get into the game, dude. I got bored. I turned it off and sold it back to the store. It was terrible. It was, man. The only game I liked on there, honestly, brother, Sega Forever, was called Resistance Fall Man, because it was a copycat sci-fi shooter. It tried to be like Gears, and in its own way, it was a decent sci-fi shooter, like a gory sci-fi shooter. And I beat all three of those. And after I beat all three of those, bro, I sold them back because there was nothing else to play on the PlayStation 3. Those three games, Resistance, they were good. I give props when props are due, brother. And those were good sci-fi shooters. They were good sci-fi shooters. And after I was done with them, I sold them back to the store, and I got more Xbox games. That's the only thing that was good on there, man. That's just my opinion. Now, people might say, well, Sega, man, I like God of War, and it's, that's fine. I didn't like it. I didn't like Uncharted. It was terrible. Moving boxes, lifting your brother up, running here, do this and that. I mean, it was a terrible game. I didn't like it. It was terrible, man. But there's people that like those games, brother. Sega Forever. They like story driven. I like Gears, okay? It's story driven. But a lot of their games, bro, it takes forever to get into the game. Like I said, it's like you're watching a movie. Is you really a movie company? It's like you're watching a movie, dude. It takes forever to get into the game, and it'll bore you. You'll be like, when do I get to play? To sit there and listen to all this shit, it's just boring, bro.
I know. Yeah, Ziggy, man. I mean, look, dude, it is what it is. If you enjoy your PlayStation, more power to you.
Yeah.
We don't care on this side. I don't care at all. I mean, I know that eventually everybody's saying everything's going to be vanilla, right? That we're going to be running. I've been hearing a lot of the.
Look what Zink, right? That's funny. You're right. He's right. Let me say this real quick. He's right. Yeah. Dude, I downloaded a game that was only like $1 or $2. It was an indie game, and believe it or not, that PlayStation 4 sounded like it was taking off like a fucking DC-10 airplane.
Oh, yeah, the airplane. Yeah.
I said, what the hell? And you can hear it like taking off like a fucking 747.
Okay, so let me say something about that. I don't hate PlayStation, but what I will say is this is what I hate about the PlayStation community, because they'll say stuff like like the Xbox One looked like a VCR.
Yeah. Right.
They'll critique, right? But when it comes to their own console, because they basically got a George Foreman grill. So these guys are not cognizant of the fact that the gaming industry, it has grown, it's bigger, but these guys still operate in the same circles. Okay.
Yep.
So what if you notice this, and this is like, okay, a perfect example, man. I'll go back to my comic book route, right? There's a reason why there's a similarity between Aquaman and Namor the Submarine. Right? There's a reason why there's a lot of people will compare the Teen Titans to the New Mutants, right? DC and Marvel were competitors. They also occupied the comic book space. They shared a lot of the same artists. They shared a lot of the same writers. When some of the writers would get mad at one company, they cross over. When it would change over, they would go back and forth. And this is why there's a lot of similarities in the comic book industry. Well, at least when the comic book industry was good. Now, fast forward to now when in the game. This is what I mean about the gaming industry. All the crap that you ponies talk about with Microsoft has happened to the PlayStation. This is why a lot of us say, like, especially for me, when I see Microsoft going in a different direction, whether I agree with it or not, guys, I'm not going to be a hypocrite, right?
Right.
You know, I was in my feelings, right, when those 4 games went over, man. I'm old school, right? It's just like he bought. I believe in that kind of stuff, right? Might have went a little bit overboard. My bad. Right? I'm refocused. We back on point, right? But what I'm saying is, that mentality that you guys have, man, and this is why you guys are constantly taking L's because you're easy. You know what you guys are. You like that people in the church that easy to point out other people's sin,
Yeah.
like what Sister so and so is doing, what Deacon so and so is doing,
Yeah.
how the pastor says something, now you're offended, right? That's you. But you never look at yourself. You never look at yourself, and that's the problem I have with the pony side.
That's the truth. You're right.
And then on top of that, you guys don't admit it when you guys are wrong. Because some of the turmoil you're going through right now, you guys tease the Xbox side about. Oh, Unlimited's here. I'm sorry, brother. Unlimited. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Was it the link? Was it the link?
No, it wasn't the link. It's my trash ass computer that I need to get rid of.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I just want to be
yeah.
sure. You know, I'm technically challenged.
No, man. Trust me, it's not you, man. It's my PC is slower than time itself. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
I kid you not. It takes at minimum 40 to 45 minutes for the damn thing to load when I turn it on, and I need to just get rid of it. I don't know why I'm holding on to this piece of junk.
You're sentimental. Let it go.
Yeah. It's not so much that I'm sentimental. It's just that I got other financial responsibilities. Let's put it that way. Yeah. And as long as this thing turns on and it gets me through the work day when I work from home, those days, I could live. I got to live with that for now. I got more important things to take care of until then.
Yeah.
Sure. As soon as the word financial came out of your mouth, everybody was like, "Oh, we get
it." Yeah.
So, just let me wrap up really quickly on that. Yeah. So, to me, it's like as the industry goes, or as Microsoft goes now, the industry goes, and this is what's driving these people nuts, right? This is why I listen to IGN. Just because I'm just there for the salt, man, and I want to see if these guys will be credible, man. Like, I'll give you a little monicum of respect if you guys just admit you're wrong, and yet nobody has. So I'm listening to IGN, and I'm listening to these dudes, man, and I'm just like, dude, why do you have this podcast? Why do you have this Xbox podcast? Because number one, when they do praise Xbox, you're just telling me something I know, right? But then they have people on there, like there's this one girl on there, she don't know anything about Indiana Jones, and they ask her opinion. And she's like, well, I thought this. And I'm like, number one, okay, you shouldn't, like, to me, it's like, look, you're too young to be on this show, right? A lot of the stuff that you saw, and it's nothing against her, man, I'm just being honest. A lot of stuff on the show, man, was a throwback to this 360 era, so how are you going to talk about it? Right. When she did talk about some of the the stuff, she's like, well, the controls are kind of dated. So, I don't know, man. I tried to finish it, man. Dustin was being Dustin. I can't stand McCaffrey. The only girl I like in there is Tina, and I guess she's not on the show anymore because she's too busy doing the work walkthroughs for IGN. And then I got stuck with this other chick that only knows how to know that's mostly a shooter person, right? And I'm a shooter person, and I know how shooter people think. And I'm like, this is not this is right up there when Jeff what's his name, Neely or whatever.
Yeah.
Like those people those influencers on there never played Halo, right? I was like, but Unlimited, brother, yeah. Sorry, the subjects are all over the place, man. Unlimited. I did get to see the Houston Comets. I did some research, and I did not know that you had the second best, highest scoring player of all time on your team. Yep. And that you guys were the first dynasty of the WNBA.
Yep, four championships in a row.
Yeah.
With legendary, like Tina Turner and Cheryl Swoops. It was a great era. Era. It's unfortunate that they couldn't stay around. The reason why they went under was financial reasons.
Oh, a lot of the teams, right? Because the league, man, according to what I understand, they've never made a profit ever.
Yeah.
They've been subsidized by the NBA all this time. I know what 25 years, 20 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Yeah.
Yeah, even this season, I was reading that they're set to lose $50 million, right? So they've got a pet, so that's what they've dealt with. But yeah, man, the that's why I said in your other show, I don't know who to root for because, uh, I remember how great the comments were in the
Mhm.
late '90s, man. They were phenomenal. And I still have old trading cards of Tina Turner, Cheryl Swoops, and all them, man. They're a really great team. Um,
Well, I'm kind of like in the same boat as you. I naturally should go for the Sparks because I'm a Laker fan,
yeah,
right? But and there's great people on the Sparks, man. But I'm finding myself gravitating towards people on other teams, right? Like the
hmm
Pacers have some great
yeah,
players. I was watching the Connecticut Sun. They're playing, and of course I gravitate towards the Fever because I follow Caitlin. But their whole team, man, they have potential, right? They're a young team. They got a
hmm
lot of position players and stuff like that. They just got to gel, right? I like Aaliyah Boston. She's
yeah,
she got some good post moves, man. She can shoot around. But like every team I watch, man, that's the thing though. That's why I say it reminds me of the NBAs of the '70s. On
right.
every team, there's a key player, there's a superstar.
Yeah. That's why I used to like the NBA in the '90s because it's
Yeah,
like every team had that star player.
yeah,
Even team like the newly formed at the time,
yeah,
Miami Heat had Alonzo Mourning.
yeah. They started
Um,
with my boy, man, from
yeah.
uh,
The Orlando Magic, who came, I think they came around in like the late '80s. Even had Penny Hardaway and Shaq in his rookie years.
yeah,
So every team during that time, and I preferred that over um, when they relaxed the rules and got rid of defense in the NBA, and so there's a lot of jacking up shots, star players working, colluding together and all that shit. That was by far the worst. It was unwatchable. That's why when I see people try to talk about years like the 2017, 2018 NBA, I'm like, no, you guys have short term memory. Those were the years where you knew it was going to be the Warriors in Cleveland.
mhm,
It was pointless to even watch. The basketball was terrible. The refs called fouls for every fucking thing.
yeah,
And even the NBA is learning they gotta fucking excuse my language, they gotta reverse course on how terrible the NBA product looked. And then here's the kicker: the WNBA has had 162% increase in ratings this year.
yeah.
So now people are watching different forms of basketball. College basketball usually does
I'll
well,
be back,
especially.
guys.
All right,
All right, man.
yeah, college basketball usually does well, especially during March Madness time, and they got very good team basketball. And
Yes.
and 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 look, here's the thing: I love basketball. It's my second favorite sport behind football. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Love it, love it. If I could go to every Rockets game, I would. If I was a season ticket holder, I would do that in a heartbeat. Right? If I had that kind of money. And that's how much I love basketball. I love the sport. I love the history of the sport. Right? And 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 then and what's cool about basketball now is that the competition towards the NBA is growing. Not only with the WNBA now having more marketable stars and college basketball having a lot of great teams. Hell, great legendary teams like the Kansas teams and Dukes and all that. And all
Mhm.
those teams are extremely popular. And Houston UH is extremely popular, and they're
Yeah,
usually pretty good, really
yeah,
good, and usually make deep playoff runs. Um, International stars are becoming the thing. You know what I'm saying? So basketball got this really awesome worldwide appeal as well. You know what I'm saying? Where guys like Luka Doncic. I know the Mavericks are losing the series now, but still he's really good. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of Giannis is from Greece,
mhm.
coming from you know what I'm saying, and so I like where everything's going. I'm enjoying how I'm enjoying how physical the WNBA has been this season. I'm and I'm glad that it's picking up. Because here's the thing, people don't know this about your boy Unlimited. You know what sport I also like? Women's college softball. Because softball is surprisingly really good and could be really competitive too, right?
Yeah.
And people didn't know that. I've been watching it for years, and I always hyped it up with my friends, right? And they thought I was crazy until I got them to watch a few games, and they're like, okay, I get it now. You know what I'm saying? So don't sleep on. So my thing is like don't sleep on these sports leagues, man. There's a lot of talent out there. It's just that every once in a while you get that generational group like you get now with the WNBA where it's drawing people. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be great for the sport overall. You know, and then the games are getting better and better and everything. And there's some good competitiveness to it. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, when I watched the league, and
Uh-huh.
so I shifted from like I'm doing two things at the same time. I'm trying to learn about it, and then part of me is also I can't help it. That's just the way I consume things. Is
Yeah.
I'm also analyzing it,
Yeah.
and the league in general has kind of a way to go with certain things
Hmm.
when you watch it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
on the NBA side, like you were saying, it's gone through its cycles. In
Yeah.
fact, it's gone through its cycles and re-gone through cycles with the NBA. And the one thing though that and this is what the a lot of the older retired guys like Barkley and Shaq and all these guys are trying to LeBron. We talked about him earlier. He's still playing though, but they're trying to let these girls know, man, in the event of Caitlyn. But just to realize that the WNBA is a brand.
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm torn because when I watched the WNBA, dude, I appreciated that there was no whistle. And
Right.
you can clearly see, like, okay, so like one time it kind of could have been a whistle, and
Hmm.
one time, man, my girl, I like this girl, she's Aja from
Yeah.
the Aces. So she got absolutely molested, dude.
Hmm.
And they didn't call it a whistle. Like the dude just stood there, and like her nose was bleeding. I
Yeah.
said she had to step out to the side, and there was no whistle, right? So then what happened on the next play? The girl drove, and it wasn't a revenge thing, right? She got hit, and she's looking at the ref, and the ref just let them play. I was like, yeah, that's what I. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like that's the basketball because that's the way my dad played. That's the basketball I was used to when I was growing up.
Hmm.
And then of course in the NBA is right. You in the NBA in the '80s, man, they had to make a transition, right? Especially
Yeah.
when Jordan came in, and especially when everything was blowing up, right? Oh, yeah. Um, but what I will say about this is that hey, can you hold on unlimited 1 second?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, but yeah, Zink. Zink said I've been watching women's college softball for 24 years. Yeah, man, it's a really good sport. You know, I've when and but yeah, I mean, I'm a sports guy. I'm a sports guy in general. So you know, I love it, man. I kind of easily get into sports, especially when I learn the rules and stuff. But yeah, but for me, I'm pretty traditional when it comes to sports. Football, baseball, basketball. Huge fan of boxing as well. I wish that I could live. I wish I could live in the era of the Muhammad Ali and George Foreman era and Joe Frazier era of boxing. Man, I know that would have been phenomenal to live through. But yeah, I don't know what else they're talking about, but it looks like Xbox rules was one of the topics. So I know, but you know, Xbox had such a great week. Just a great week in general. You know that and I saw Sean Layden. I actually didn't see it all in context. I just heard that Sean Layden spoke against something Phil Spencer said. I need to do my research on that and see what he said. But you know, a former play. Here's the thing, Sean. If you did so great, you would have still been running PlayStation and Sony as CEO. I mean, so whatever you had to say, I got it. I kind of dismissed because you're going up against a guy who's 10 years on the job and doing extremely well and has Xbox killing it to the point where the only showcase anybody's talking about from last week's Games Fest was was the Xbox showcase. You know, that's Sony state of that's the state of play Sony came and went so fast that it might as well not even happen. To where nobody cared, nobody's going to buy Astrobot, and it's funny because I keep seeing them pretending that Astrobot's going to be some game of the year candidate game, and it's like nobody's going to buy Astrobot. Can y'all please stop it? That's what drives me crazy about the PlayStation community. They're so damn fake. Instead of just saying how they feel and just speaking their mind, they always got to change narrative, and then they change narratives to stuff that makes no sense. I literally saw one guy say something, and I'm paraphrasing here. Astrobot looks like a game of the year contender. I don't think Xbox has a game of the year contender. Yeah. Hellblade wasn't a Game of the Year contender and the best looking game of the generation. Indiana Jones isn't going to be so good that people are going to compare it to the trilogy. I guarantee they're going to compare the quality of Indiana Jones to the trilogy, not the last two movies, right? That people are iffy on, or Indiana Jones just flat out don't like. You know what I'm saying? Avowed. Y'all, people are going to sleep on Avowed. That's going to be a Game of the Year candidate. So when I see them hype up Astrobot, a game that if that game was on Nintendo or Xbox, they would be hating on it. Oh, y'all playing this kiddie garbage, right? Just to see them come full circle, and it's all pretend. That's what gets me. It's how it's all fucking pretend. Because on one breath they'll pretend to care about that, and on the next they are begging Sony to do a showcase, begging Sony, we need to see something. If you guys were so content with Astrobot, you wouldn't be asking for all this. We need a roadmap. We need something. You know what I'm saying? They asked for Xbox a roadmap 5-6 years ago. Xbox gave them that roadmap, and they've been pissed off ever since. Now that they realize Sony can't compete. Hey, that's all y'all. And no, man, I wouldn't be stupid enough, Zinc, to use a Sony Via laptop.
Yeah, that's fine. That was a good one. Okay, yeah, right here. Oh, dude, I had one of those, man, and yep, it died. That was back in my Sony product days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I learned a valuable lesson that day.
Yeah. Look, I see my issue by the time I became an adult, Samsung was getting so popular in the electronics market that Sony, at least since I've been an adult, Sony has kind of been like the overpriced. They've been seen as the overpriced products in terms of people my age and younger. Yeah. So like when I was born, that was the tail end of Sony dominating the electronic market. Like I wasn't alive during the peak of Walkman and all that stuff, right?
Well, I'll tell you this: like for the reason why people would pay the price was because you would count on their quality.
Yeah,
that's why I bought them. They would last forever. But once Japan started copying us and sending their stuff overseas, that's when the quality wasn't worth the price. But it's funny because they were like, okay, they're selling their brand. That's why I call Sony ponies brand gamers, because they were living off of their brand. But the quality, all that stuff went downhill, and that's how like Vio, right? You remember Vio? Not Vio. What am I thinking of? That one, Vizio. When Vizio stepped in the market and people laughed at Vizio, and then within a short 2 years, man, it was starting to change. Yeah. And then South Korea's country started to economically, right? They started to get way better. And then nobody knows this, man, but LG's Lucky Gold Star. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that. So Lucky Gold Star back in the day, dude, that was like the most infamous. It's up there with some of the like Yugo for cars. Yeah. So all they did was they took that Lucky Gold Star and just shortened it to LG and did a brand refresh, and of course the quality of their TVs are above par. So that's a good story to tell about the industry. Unlike Sony, who's going backwards and
they're going backwards, and yet they're still charging more than their competition, which is so baffling to me.
Yeah, they're like a country that can't cut its budget. You know what I'm saying? They've gotten so used to it, and oh my gosh, dude. Go ahead, my brother. It's like
I know. I hear, I hear him. I
don't know, dude. It was peaceful, quiet, dude. In the morning, as soon as I started the show, some birds fly over there. Some birds in his ukulele. Somebody start cutting the grass and knock out the fire truck. All right, man. I want to move.
Oh man, no, yeah. You know what? While we're I need to look up what Sean Layden said. I just know that he responded to Phil, and like I said. Zinc, I automatically dismissed it. Like, dude, you got fired from Sony. What are you doing? Just keep your mouth shut and run Tencent or whatever you do at Tencent, man. Because it's funny. He even Sean Layden is part of this freaking Sony Defense Force. You know what I'm saying? It's just so hilarious. Just they always got something to say when it comes to Xbox, man. They're I'm telling you, they're so lucky that Phil is not a mean dude. You know what I'm saying? Because if he was, he would have went scorched earth on their asses years ago, instead of playing the long game. Because there's clearly a long game with everything Xbox does. Yeah, man. But Xbox had a phenomenal week, man. Just absolutely phenomenal. And I am just so ready for these games. I need to see some release dates soon. Hopefully, some collector's editions or special controllers or something. Because they just got everything so lined up. That it's just to me, it's just I whenever I see and unfortunately YouTube recommendations when you search Xbox, they think you want to see everything Xbox, even negative stuff. So I see all the clickbait headlines, and it's always so baffling to me. When these so-called experts just think they know better than Xbox and Microsoft, and yet here we go. They kill it at the showcase, and now everybody is falling in line. Oh, this is the best Xbox showcase ever, and it was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. Xbox has saved console gaming, and I'm surprised as you are. It's just, man, I don't know. I couldn't be happier. Yeah, Zink. If Phil was an ass, Sean Layden would have gotten grilled. Yep. But Phil. Here's the thing. Phil's at the top of the top, man. He got better things to do than to talk to a failed executive. You know what I'm saying? Hell, and I get it. I get it because at some point, man, when you a busy dude, when you're running a successful business like he is, you look at people like Sean Layden and you just go, guys, we got better shit to do. And that's just kind of how you got to, because at some point, if he it would be a waste of time if he just kept responding to shit. You know what I'm saying? It's bad enough, and this has been annoying me. I don't know if you've noticed, because I read a lot of articles, right? Sega Forever and Sega Man. I don't know if y'all is still there.
Yeah, I'm listening, but it's loud.
Oh yeah. Damn, that was loud. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, but yeah, I read a lot of articles, right? And I noticed that for example, when they interviewed the Avowed, they're still asking them, "Are you worried about being shut down?" And yet there's no articles about Sony. Like, why is nobody asking Guerrilla, who's putting their next game on Nintendo, "Hey, are you worried about Sony's going to shut you down?" I mean, they shut down Deviation Games without releasing the game. They shut down Sony in Japan. Aren't you worried? But yet they're trying so hard to keep the shutdowns, Tango Games and Arcane Austin. Which, by the way, they moved those employees to other departments, so it's not like they all got laid off, right? But that doesn't matter. But they're trying to keep that in your consciousness, right, in the back of your mind, so that every time Xbox releases a game, they could pretend, "Oh, I'm so worried about the studio." What happened to that fake worry about Ninja Theory when Hellblade 2 released? And we're going to see the same with Avowed and Indiana Jones. I'm so worried about them, right? They're not doing well. What if Xbox shut them down? All because Sony don't have no games, and that's the only reason why they're doing it. Because they don't want the discourse to become Xbox has the game, Sony don't have nothing. To where y'all hyping up Lego games in Astrobot, 2 games y'all historically don't play or don't like. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I heard that Sea of Thieves was top of the charts on PlayStation more recently than their own exclusives. So that should tell you everything.
All right. I'm back, dude. Dude, it's funny, man. They must have the rookies on the ambulance and the fire truck.
That's what it was, huh?
Yeah, so where I live, there's one road that comes up.
Uh-huh.
But people park on the road. See, in Hawaii, dude, nobody uses their garage as a garage. I'm the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody here uses their garage as like a second room.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So everybody parks outside. So when this truck comes up, dude, and everybody's cars, like on a Saturday, everybody's home, you have to reverse down the road. So the ambulance had to reverse down, and the fire truck, normally they're fine, but I guess they got the rookies. Like they're like, okay, well, this would be a good training experience for you. You can still hear them, right? But they were passing right by my house. That's why it was so loud, dude. They were reversing, and they had to watch every step. In fact, the ambulance had to pull into my driveway because he couldn't reverse.
Ah, that's what it was.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, they were loud. They were crazy loud, man. No,
yeah, dude, it's Hawaii, man. See, like I tell you guys all the time, it's not like the postcard.
Yeah.
This place is. Don't fall for the facade. It's all an illusion.
Yeah.
But just really quick, I want to say something about Sean Layden.
Mm-hmm.
That made me so happy when I saw that. I didn't get to read a lot of it. Like I didn't do a deep dive into it.
Yeah.
But I love when I saw that, right? Because it just tells me that Phil's on the right track.
Yep.
You're pissing off somebody who he considered a friend, because him and Reggie and Sean were Phil, Reggie, and Sean were pretty kind of like the three amigos.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously he is upset because Phil is going down a road that hopefully is the demise of Sony. I'm just gonna be honest, guys. Yeah, you guys should know me by now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really don't want Sony to be around, right? And I know some people feel like, well, it'd be great competition. I was kind of, I don't care. I don't care. I feel more than likely that somebody can fill the spot. Hell, Microsoft after that showcase, Microsoft can fill the spot. Microsoft could be Sony and Nintendo with the amount of games that they have.
Yep.
They're that big. They have that much money, right? They actually care, right? Which might change in the future, and then I'll jump on the bandwagon and say they're an evil corporation. But as of now, they are not. In fact, they're not evil enough, in my opinion. Because if they were evil, they would have ended you guys a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, remember, Matt Booty said, we could spend Sony out of the business or something. I'm paraphrasing, of course. We could spend Sony out of the business, basically. So they know. Look, these are smart people, very smart people, who many of whom been in the industry for decades upon decades.
Right.
They know, they know. You know what I'm saying? And them do what they got to do. It's clear that they got a end game, different end game to what I think. I think if you sat down most Xbox guys, let them be honest without any, without any, what's that term where you kind of hold back a little bit?
Man, what is that term?
Yeah, I can't think of it either. But if you ask them to be honest, I think most are like, look, I want our games to stay on Xbox and Game Pass, don't go anywhere, and for them to get Sony the fuck out of consoles. And I think that if you said, you know what I'm saying, and I think it'll be a larger percentage of Xbox gamers than one may think, right? Even those who probably don't follow the news heavily, I think kind of see it that way, where there's this sense of, I just want Xbox to be Xbox.
Well, you saw that. I don't know if you saw the interview with Shaggy and Phil. Well, Phil took Heba was talking about this. He took a shot at PlayStation. Well, over here at Xbox we do this, unlike other.
Right?
And then going before what happens, then Sean Layden comes out, right?
Yep.
And that's probably why he's pissed, because he's like, man, I thought you was my boy and you got me fired. That's just like going back to the WNBA, dude. This is the thing about it. Like when I look at Caitlin Clark, dude, I don't care what people say. Dude, women are petty. Women are petty, dude. They are vengeful. Dude, they have a level of when guys don't like each other, right? That kind of be eventually that'll go from us, right?
Yeah.
But women, dude, they will hang on to that stuff for years.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I look at the WNBA, yes, I understand your grievances. I actually understand, man, because like I said, I'm old school. I see everything you guys are saying. But then to sit there and say, yeah, we don't hate her. Right? Wait, hold on. I see what you're saying, man. I give you guys your flowers, man. You guys should have got props. I apologize. Man. I apologize personally because I should have known about the Houston Comets and the dynasty they had.
Yeah.
The great players they had on their team. I did not. I fell off on the wayside. So here I am trying to support y'all because I like your product. Right? Mm-hmm. And I'm old school, so I kind of like the way you play. But come on now. Right? You look being, and that's how women are, right? Women can do that. They're like, no, I'm fine. You're like, no, you're not fine. No, you know what I'm saying? So it's that kind of level. So that's what just thinking about that, dude. When he started coming out, dude, that made me feel kind of good, right? Because I hated that stuff, dude. I hated that stuff. I'm like, no, dude, that's not your friends, dude. They're trying to put you out of business. Maybe not him personally, right? But they put Sony and Nintendo are their product first.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about the entire gaming industry. They're thinking about possibly, they kind of think about their consumers, but they think about their bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox is the only one that does not do that.
Yeah, which to be fair, Xbox doesn't really have a bottom line, so they can do it, and that's kind of why Phil clearly got that savior complex when it comes to gaming.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like even now he's falling on his sword. I'm like, come on, Phil.
Yeah,
just one time, brother. Just one time. Just do it for me.
Man. Just indulge yourself, Phil. You don't always got to keep.
No, because I'm getting mad on them because I'm like, come on, just do that one time for me, Phil. I see Bonds is on there. I'm surprised Tim Dog wasn't at the meeting. Like all these dudes that hate on you, right? All these dudes that hate at you was at that showcase, man. And I'm like, come on, man, just do one for the Gipper, man. Then you don't have to say anything to us ever again, man.
I know.
Just do one for us. Just take somebody down at least one time.
Yeah, no. You know what? I think Phil. I'll say this: Phil believes what he says.
Yeah,
Matt, I think so. Like Matt and Sarah, they got a little more thug in them. Like I could tell Matt and Sarah Bond, they got a little more thug with them in them, right? Like they would not have an issue if those 4 games never went to PlayStation, and they, and to them they try to grow Xbox specifically and not gaming as a whole. But Phil got that savior complex, and that is so clear. It's so clear. It makes watching interviews hilarious for me personally, because it always reaches that point where he gets on that pedestal, and I'm like, oh, here comes the Phil Spencer speech. Yeah, that speech. Hey, what's so funny, Sega Forever? That speech is coming when you put on that little smile, right?
Yeah.
And then here it comes. I want gaming to be for everyone and everywhere, and I see this as gaming. He's the only one I ever seen talk about gaming in a long-term sense.
But that's what makes me mad. Unlimited, right? He start doing that, and then the people he talking to is like, oh, he's just saying that, just corporate. I'm like, no, he's not saying it. He believes it. I wish he was corporate.
Yeah,
I wish he was that guy, but he's not.
Yeah.
So,
If you want to see corporate, look at the Bloomberg interview with Sarah Bond when she was asked about the studio closure.
Yeah,
that's corporate. And I know it pissed you off, but that's how you handle it when you're a professional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Phil, I agree with you though. She put that in her database.
Yeah,
that's in the back of her mind, dude.
Yep.
She's gonna pull that like when your girl mad at you, and then she rolls over at 3 a.m. and wants to talk.
Yep.
You gotta go to work at 6 the next day. Yep. That's what you pay for it. That's how they get you, man.
Yep. Yeah, man. She gonna remember that it's gonna come out of nowhere with her.
Yeah, I can't. Wait.
Yeah, and again, Matt Booty's there's a reason why they give Matt the least talking time.
He already got exposed on that email.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm back.
Hey, both Sega Man and Hebot are here, man. That's what's up.
Hey, what's up, Hebot? What's up, brother? Yeah, dude. He got hung out to dry in court. Mm-hmm. I was like, dang, we're not gonna hear from him for a while.
Yeah.
But when he popped up on that screen, I was listening. I was like, oh, give me something.
Yeah, man. But that's just how it is, man. And Xbox is just doing so well as a result. Again, nothing's perfect, and I'm always a consumer first. So but when Xbox give you so much, it's just hard. It's hard for me personally to be mad. I just need them to just don't forget the Xbox gamer. That's really all I asked for them.
Yeah.
Don't forget about us, and we'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes and that's my big criticism with Phil. Phil being gaming savior, right? Is that he thinks a bit beyond Xbox. The Xbox gamer sometimes. And that's where that's where others need to be in this air to reel it back in. Because otherwise, nobody in the history of gaming has been able to do what Xbox has done, and it's so great to watch Sony. Hell, I even saw Nintendo fans say that the showcase sucked. Fucking Nintendo fans were trashing it. That's how scared they are.
That's bad.
Yeah, and Nintendo fans usually stick in their pocket of the universe, man. But even they
were saying what showcase was bad.
I saw Nintendo's fans saying the Xbox showcase was bad.
Oh,
yeah. The guys who usually just stick in their pocket of the universe, man. Yeah. So.
Oh no, they've been chirping. They've been chirping a little bit, man.
Yeah.
That's why I told you the last time when we had that podcast, man. I told you. That's why I said what I said. I was like, no, dude, Nintendo can't run the industry because 70% of the games I play, I can't play anymore.
Yeah.
You'll be stuck in a rut, dude. They can't push the industry forward. Yeah, but I'm like you.
It would be worse than that. We'd go backwards because Nintendo Nintendo do not like preserving their games. Nope. You know what I'm saying? That they'll give hell. They give you hell even if you try to do some form of emulators. Like Nintendo would actively push us back to 1985 if they had their way, man. They'd love to be in the situation of telling third party what to do and having them stupid.
Nintendo just likes having control of their fan base so they can keep sucking their ball sack.
Yeah,
because you can't tell me, Unlimited, right, or fellas, that you cannot allow people to emulate your games if they're not being sold.
not being sold. Not only that, they're hard. A lot of them are hard to find. We don't have easy access to them.
Super expensive
on old hardware.
Expensive.
Super expensive on old hardware that's not guaranteed to work. Because the reality is most people who own Super Nintendos were little kids, and you know who takes the worst care of their products? Mostly kids. You know what I'm saying? And yet Nintendo is so hell bent on doing everything they can to make it harder on them that I just don't understand how this company is in such goodwill with every gamer but affiliate media.
Look, every affiliate, Nintendo acts like the way Disney treats their shit, like the legacy shit. Oh, we're gonna bring it in for a limited time. We're only gonna let you play it for this amount of time. If you want to go buy it now, or it's gonna get closed up in the vault for another 10 years. Like, they're that big on themselves that they think.
Diamond Edition.
Yeah. That they think that all their shit don't stink. They did it with that Mario fucking collection that I bought that you saw in the video when I put it up a few weeks ago. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's why. Look, the only reason why I even have one is because they have a couple of exclusives, like I told you guys that we don't get. You know, like fucking Ultimate Alliance 3 is only on fucking Nintendo, and I don't know why they haven't brought it over because that game fucking failed badly, miserably. I don't know why they haven't brought it out to another console because that shit was 1 and 2 is on Xbox and PlayStation, and they fucking left that shit on the Nintendo Switch. Like, they don't even have 1 and 2. As a matter of fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope.
It's some retarded shit. I'm like, yo, bring that shit over. Like, that shit ain't sell. You know, and of course, you know, when they did the Astro Chain and fucking, you know, a couple few here like Bayonetta 3. Look, if Nintendo, listen, if they brought Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3 to Xbox and even PlayStation, I don't give a fuck, just made it multiplayer, I would not need a Nintendo at all.
Agreed.
At all. Because their games, you know, I have a lot of indie stuff they get that, like, Capcom did an exclusive, Konami did an exclusive. But those are games that should also be on Xbox. But, you know, then again, we could get, like, let's say the Snake Eater remaster or that new Path of Warrior, I think it's called. That new one that's coming on Game Pass next month.
Oh, yeah. Path for the Goddess.
Path of the Goddess, thank you. That. So they're never going to get that. They're not getting that. So I guess it's a give or take kind of type of deal.
The list of games Nintendo don't get would aggravate them if they really knew how little they actually get.
Yeah.
You know, half the games I'm playing on
they
my
know.
current list, they don't isn't on Nintendo.
But they know. They act like they don't know, but they know.
Yeah.
I just can't believe how they've been for like a year and a half, right? Almost. With not really a lot of solid titles. You know, they brought out a Paper Mario, the Peach's Peach game, and a Kirby game here, you know, here in between. But they've really been like a really solid almost year and a half without really bringing anything else big. You know, like the Mario game. Well, they brought out the 2D Mario you saw that did fairly well, didn't do as well as normal. Or Big Zelda, or even the Metroid Prime. The Metroid Prime hasn't come out, and that's been announced for 5 years now. You know?
Yeah, man.
And I don't know how they get away with that. With not showing a console, not showing nothing, just rumors. The piece of the brick was connected to the thing. And still get away with that shit. People are like, oh, Nintendo's still the hotness, or still this, still that. You're like, come on, bro. Like, you got to stop.
Dude,
you got to stop.
I see what's happening like on X, right? So you have a lot of these channels that promote Xbox. Like the channels in Korea, some in Japan. We already got South America's already on. They're up to what's going on, right? And all the hate and stuff.
Yeah, they love Xbox.
But now you even have people in Asia and Southeast Asia starting to comment. One of the guys I follow shared an article. They mentioned PlayStation and Xbox. They talk about PlayStation like way more than Xbox, and it's supposed to be talking about the industry as a whole. Right. And even he said that, and he normally doesn't, because that's not where they probably don't have that problem in Korea where he's at. But I thought it was interesting that he noticed that, and you see that little by little. And you see these people now starting to come out and realize the bias is real.
The horror.
Yeah. You know, that's the good thing about. You're right there, Hipot.
Man, bro.
See that? The horror of my leg.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, take care of it.
Take care of yourself, Hubot, man. We don't want anything to happen to you, my friend. But yeah, man. That is the one good thing about these showcases is that when they win people over, they start to see how badly Xbox get treated,
Yeah.
because it just doesn't make logical sense. This is what's happening. People are buying. Oh, by the way, yesterday I stopped by at GameStop and people were buying Xboxes. That
Uh-oh.
was really cool. It was really
Yes,
cool.
yes, I was about to
It,
say that.
yeah,
I'm
it
about
was
to say
really
that.
cool. Yeah, it was really cool because for example, it was one girl's birthday, and everybody was being nice, like, "Hey, I recommend this game for her, or I recommend Minecraft for her." It was one of the nice little community moments that we don't really get to see often these days. But yeah,
Yeah.
people.
What
So,
was
so what's happening? But back to my main point. What's happening is that people are buying Xboxes. There's hype around Xbox. They're playing these games, and then they're hearing what the media and what everybody's and their YouTube favorite YouTubers are saying, right? And they're like, hold on, this is not what I'm experiencing. What are you talking about? And it's causing a natural backlash of something ain't right here. You know what I'm saying? And
bro? COD.
yeah, yeah. And it's imagine what
It,
happens
it,
when you
it's
actually
it's
play these
cod
games.
because when I went to get some figures that I picked up and I was looking for some games
Hmm.
like to see what's coming out physical, which from the new stuff, which is more and more games coming out physical for Xbox now than before. I think.
Yeah.
And so I saw somebody and they were like, "Yo." A couple of people went in, they were asking for Xboxes and trying to buy for their sons. Yeah, oh yeah, they're gonna get Call of Duty on Game Pass this holiday. And like, yeah, really? Like it like that really is something I saw multiple times
Hmm.
when I stopped by.
Yo, Hebot. Sorry to cut you off,
No, no,
but yesterday, this is how deep it is. Someone was going to pre-order Call of Duty on Xbox, and the guy behind him said, "Nah, man, it's come to Game Pass." And now and the GameStop employee was mad too. He gave him that look like, "Oh, you son of a bitch."
I've seen that before. I've seen that before.
He gave him a nasty look
Oh,
too.
I've
I
seen
would
that
have
Like,
before.
loved
hey man, it's
there.
come to Game Pass,
I've
and he
I
seen
would
that
have
should
loved
before.
them, yeah, brother. I would have loved them seeing that moment. Man.
yeah.
I
So
was
so
thinking,
that's where we're at with it, man. And
Because
it's
I
great.
did that one time with
Uh-huh.
somebody with Major League with the MLB
Hmm.
because he was like, "Yo, man, I love the MLB games. That's why I have a PlayStation. And well, how much is the new one?" And the guy was like, "Oh, it's $70." He's like, "God damn, why is it $70?" Because that's when the prices I just recently went, gotten up like to that full-fledged price
Hmm.
for the new one. And so I said, "Yo, I want to get involved in your business, but you know that you can play it on Xbox on Game Pass, which is the streaming service." For only having the subscription every month, and they have it in there, the new one,
Yeah.
because the MLB licensed it out to Xbox, even though it's a PlayStation developer who makes the games. He was like, "For real?" He was like, "Stop playing." I was like, "Yeah, you can get it right now. Just get Game Pass for like $10 or $15 if you want the online, and you can play it." He's like, and the GameStop employee was looking at me like, "Shut the fuck up." With that kind of face. Like he was like, "You motherfucker, you just ruined the sale for me." That shit was funny as hell. Like, "Hey, look, I'm just trying to tell him his options because you're not saying that to him."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, "Yeah, he's right. It is on Game Pass." He had no choice because the dude didn't want to pay $70. You could see that he didn't want to pay it. He probably didn't even have it, to be honest,
Hmm.
but he wanted to play the game. So when I told him that shit, he went and fucking got the Game Pass real quick. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this shit. I'm gonna play it." He's like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah, all you gotta do is download it. You go to the store and download it, and then they'll tell you game available on Game Pass. It'll have like a little seal that says Game Pass on it, and you'll know that's why it's available on Game Pass." He was happy as hell, but the employer.
Yeah.
So I know what you're saying. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
man. It was
I've witnessed
hilarious.
it. hmm
It's
They be
hilarious in real
getting
life to this
salty.
person, man. Yeah.
They be salty as fuck. They be mad. I don't know. Fuck y'all because y'all the first ones that ruined all the Xbox sales when y'all were trying to tell people that Xbox didn't play used games
Yep.
when that shit never went through. I
Yep.
remember when that was the first thing they were telling me, "Oh, you can't play your used games." I said, "That shit didn't even go through. What you talking about?" And they were telling all types of people that shit. "You can't play your used games. You can't lend them out." I'm like, "Oh God, shut up." That shit never even happened. Why y'all lying for? And people were like, for real? They didn't even know. It's like, I never bought an Xbox this whole generation because I thought
Yeah.
we really couldn't play the games. I was like, you serious? Like, yeah, because every time I get.
I got a question for you, Hebot, and because I don't know if your local GameStop is anything like mine, but lately, like the last month or so, my local GameStop been having a lot, and I mean a lot of 360 games I've been buying there, and they've been nice and cheap. They've been way cheaper than other outlets, which is surprising because GameStop is usually they don't usually have a good reputation. So I'm just curious if you're seeing the same thing I am, man, because the other day I picked up like 10 games from them. All of them were 5 and under, and then they
You mean they've been having like a bigger library than usual for 360, right? Yeah. Shit, I went in there. I saw fucking a bunch of games that like you rarely see. Like I saw the Transformers Devastation, which is rare. You don't see it a lot.
Yeah.
I saw the Deadpool game, which you definitely don't see it a lot. And I'm talking about the 360 version.
Yeah.
I
have it.
I saw,
I have the 360 version.
Right. Which you don't see a lot. They're rare because they're harder to come by now. I saw what was another? I know I saw a real obscure one that you don't see a lot. I have seen Never Dead. I've seen Inversion. I've seen the Star Trek game. I was like, yo, what? It looks like they're getting like all the Forzas, the first 3. Like Forza 1 is almost near. 2. The first one that came out.
Yeah.
Forza 1. That shit is almost near impossible to find for 360 in the store. You'll never find that shit.
Yeah.
That shit is almost impossible to find. And I went in there, and like I said, they had a bunch of the Forzas, which I like 4 a lot. That was one of my favorites, and they had it there. So I've seen it too, like a resurgence of. But I think it's because they know they're gonna close the store, so the motherfuckers are trying to be slick and put out more games so people buy and make money. Because there's a big frenzy right now. If you don't notice, with motherfuckers trying to rush out and buy 360 games physical, because oh my god, they're closing the store. We're not going to have any more games. Like I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah,
on YouTube, bro, there's like 1,000 videos based on just 360 games you should get before they close the store. I'm like, damn.
My dude. The other day I was just price checking some of my 360 collection games like Bullet Witch and Ninja Blade. They are expensive as hell now. And
Bullet Witch is almost going for $300.
Yeah, I was like,
what the fuck?
Games I got for like $10-$20 off eBay has exploded, and I'm just like, nah, these people are nuts.
Shit, Bullet Witch, I remember because it wasn't a great game. Plus, it was a launch game, but it wasn't a great game at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember Bullet Witch was like fucking. I saw it as low as like $4.
Yeah, it was cheap.
Well, that's what happened with the Saturn. Remember, forever you were telling me that you went in there into your local KBs and racked up on all the rare shit, and then years later, like maybe 10 years later, all that shit was worth like in the hundreds and shit. What the fuck?
Wasn't even 10 years later, bro. When was eBay hit?
Yeah, it was less than that, right?
Well, what it was I got them they were all under $10. Some of them under $5, like Mr. Bones and stuff. So what it was, they because Sega was in Trentino, we didn't know this stuff back then, right? So what happened was it was the distribution, man. For some reason, as the United States, when you went West Coast to East Coast, their supply just dropped off. So a lot of the people who bought the game, like I told you, I sold it like $400 or $500 for House of the Dead to somebody in New York. She bought it. Yeah, she bought the House of the Dead for me. That's when so my friend sold it. He was trying to build up his store, man. He's like, he asked me, like, I play Saturn, and so he's like, hey, bro, do you have these games? I'm like, yeah. And this is back in the day, so Unlimited, I know you know this as well. This is back when, like, if you're a comic book guy, you buy 1 copy to seal, right? And you buy 1 copy to read, and then you buy a couple copies to trade, right? So so I bought extra copies. I bought basically all the ones I could buy, because one I was going to keep and one I was going to play. So that's how I ended up with extra copies. But I was trying to help my friend out too. So
that's how you.
I remember you found Burning Rangers, House of the Dead. House of the Dead 1. Look, some of the hardest games to find for the Saturn was House of the Dead 1, Resident Evil, super hard. Of course, the Panzer Dragoon Saga, Orta rather, which was the RPG. Burning Rangers.
Burning Rangers.
I can't think what else.
Shining Force 3.
Shining Force 3. They were hard because with those games, they literally only did like a small run. Like I think of Panzer Dragoon Saga,
Mhm.
which was the RPG, right? I think they only printed like 5,000 units.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it. That's all they did. 5,000 units.
Yeah, it was rare.
The
That's
only
why
reason why I got my hands on mine, what was that, Fervor?
no, so that's why the distribution was off, right? We didn't find
Yeah,
this
yeah,
out
yeah.
here. Yeah, but
When I found the reason why I found mine was because I used to go every week when I was going to computer school in the mall. It was my school was inside the mall, but on the top on the top part of the mall. So when I used to go to class, every time I went for my lunch break, I stopped in at Babbage's, and Babbage's used to get their shipments every Tuesday. Sometimes I would get Thursdays too. So when I would go in, they knew already that I liked the Sega Saturn stuff. And one time I went in, they had one copy of House of the Dead 1. So they held it for me. I bought it. Then another time I went in, they had one copy of fucking Resident Evil. I bought that shit. Then they had one copy of the Tomb Raider. I bought that shit. And the biggest one was the House of the Dead. I mean the Panzer Dragoon Saga. They had one copy. Bought that shit. And I think there was also one time they got a copy of. It's the guy that used to do the Myst series. He did a game called Enemy Zero.
Yeah.
Which was in space, which was excellent game. And then they did like a sequel, I think, to it, based off the D series on Dreamcast years later. But I got Enemy Zero, which was also they had gotten one copy of it. Every time they got a copy, you got mad copies of PlayStation games, and they always got one copy of Sega Saturn. Only one.
Yeah.
Every time. That's how come I got them. If it wasn't for that,
Mhm.
I would have never had my hands on them. So I got lucky, basically.
I know the selling point for Enemy Zero was Luscious Jackson, the lead singer for Luscious Jackson. Remember they did that way. Yeah, Saturn did that way back in the day with Mr. Big. They did the soundtrack for the Spider-Man. Yeah, Sega did stuff like that. That's what I miss about them.
Yeah, I mean they did stuff with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah.
You know, they did stuff with.
I used to love Moonwalker.
Oh, even Space Channel 5. Yeah.
They did a lot of stuff. They put him in Space Channel 5. They put his ass in fucking Ready to Rumble.
Oh, that's right. They did.
They did, right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They fucking did an arcade game of Moonwalker. Then they did the home version. They did a lot of shit. And Michael did actual songs for a couple of the Sonic games. So he liked Sonic a lot. So they did a lot of shit, man.
Oh, look at Zink. Zink going off. Huh? Yeah, Zink's going off because I don't know if you guys noticed, but the showcase, man, a lot of these fake guys were there. So Fonz was there, freaking Jez Gordon was there. Cole.
Where?
Oh, at the showcase.
Where?
Elbows.
They had the showcase at that theater.
Yeah.
So what about them?
No, this Zink was talking about because Gogo was talking about.
Zink was just calling them all trash because they're all faking right into coattails. And the next week they'll be back to go.
Oh yeah, Philip Fonzarelli's a super fucking dickhead.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, I told him, like, dude, just stop gaming, bro.
Yeah, I really wish a lot of them would.
Sega
Man.
Did it?
Look at your boy Sega Man. He
Resident Evil.
Yeah, I had that bad boy.
Fuck you, Sega Man. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Then we got Contra.
He busted out the gym.
That's a hard one too. That's a hard one to find.
Yeah. You have to take.
You know what's a hard one to find, Sega Man? I don't know if you have it. You probably do. The one that was with that character, he was like yellow with two guns. His name was Scud. Scud.
Oh, Scud. It was based off the comic. Yeah, it was based off the comic.
That motherfucker right there. That game for Saturn was hard to find.
Really?
That's just hard to find.
Yeah.
Scud. Man, I remember because it was based off a comic book around that
Yeah,
time.
he's like yellow, has 2 guns.
Mm-hmm.
They have a figure of him too. They made, but
Oh,
that
you
shit's
did?
expensive as fuck. Yeah, it's expensive.
Sega Man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you just surpassed the unlimited productions on my hate meter. For I know you got the stuff, dude. You have to show me. So now you number one.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Fuck you, Sega Man. Fuck you.
What sucks about Sega Saturn is that you can't even go back and collect it because it's
Like,
either
well, I
way
mean,
too
there's a
expensive or
store
too
around my
hard.
area. There's a store around my area called Digital Press, where the guy he actually opened up the museum in Texas with 2 of his other buddies.
Yeah.
His name is Joe. Cool guy. And I remember every time I used to go in there, he used to ask me for shit because he's like, "Man, I've never met somebody that knows so many video games than you." And I thought he was bullshit, and he really used to tell me that shit. He was like, "Dude, you mentioned stuff I either forgot or didn't even know existed." I was like, "Wow." So we used to have like long conversations. But where he has a store, you can go in there and get them, but they're getting more expensive because remember, there's less and less of them available.
Yep.
Right? Because they don't manufacture them. Once that lens goes out, it's over. So now they're like you could probably get one used with some decent controller, probably for like 300, maybe 350.
Yeah.
I would say, which considering being that it's a collectible historical piece for video games, it's not really that bad. You know what I mean? It's fine. It's kind of reasonable. The one go ahead.
No, continue. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say the one console that I would love to have.
I was going to comment about
Here you go, Hebot.
Oh, there it is. He got scud.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Sega Man used to be humble. Now look at him.
Fuck you, you asshole! Fuck you! I'm gonna come rob you, you fucker!
No, I'm going to make your house a historical landmark so they don't mess with you.
Yeah, right? Once you make a historical landmark, you don't even have to pay for your property or your mortgage.
Yeah. Pennsylvania historical landmark for gaming history.
Babe, let me get the broom real quick, mamita.
No, but that's what I mean. That's what I want Phil to
do. Fuck you, Sega Man. Fuck you.
You know how Phil talks about saving the gaming industry and stuff, like helping out Nintendo? No, man, forget those guys, dude. Save these games. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Because as it's just natural. As time goes on, they're going to be harder to find and more expensive, especially for some of the rare, like games like Otage 1 and 2 are extremely expensive on the OG Xbox.
Oh yeah.
You got those, right?
Yeah. I own them. For again,
I got them too. You got to keep those.
Yeah,
he got lucky. He found them not that long ago. I think it was right.
No. I found them right before they got announced for backwards compatibility. Then like a week later, it was announced and the price skyrocketed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's kind of weird for a lot of them physical games. When they get it, if they're hard to find or backwards compatible or something, the price skyrockets. And sometimes I'll just be having really good timing on that. I'm one of them people. I'm not gonna lie. I be going to I be doing like Sega Man. I be at like Goodwills and flea markets. Flea markets. Look, that's why I be having all them damn games when I do them pickup videos. Because I'll be just driving around Houston, find the little shops here and there, right? And so a lot of times I jump on it. But before they know about any of the price increases or anything rare or something like that.
Yeah, because once they find out, forget it. Like GameStop, they know what it's worth, so that's why they sell it expensive.
Yeah,
bastards.
Yeah, and right now, 360 collection is really popular, which I knew that was going to happen because this is how gaming collection works. The best time to collect is when that generation just ended. So right now,
it just ends. Yeah.
Yeah, so right now I be telling, I know some people younger than me. I'm like, hey man, just collect for the Xbox One. That's gonna be the cheapest games you can find, because once 10th generation comes around, games like Sunset I promise you, a game like Sunset Overdrive or physical copy of Recore are gonna be expensive as hell when they're 10, 20, 15 years old.
Yeah, right now you can find them all literally for like $4, $5.
Yeah.
I just saw Quantum Break on GameStop for like $4.
Yeah, and I promise you, once the games get way more expensive, and hard to find in a decade or so, they're going to skyrocket. So, and that's what happened because last generation the 360 games were extremely cheap, and now half of my collection of $80 and all this other crazy nonsense.
Yeah, they want it with the prices. Yeah.
They're
definitely bugging out.
Yeah, and the game collecting market, and this is where YouTube has been detriment, is that when the YouTubers speak about it, that's when people really be jumping on this shit, and the price also increases that way, which is annoying as hell.
That one you got lucky with too, man. That I had it for a long time, but he got lucky with that one too. That 50-cent game is expensive.
Yeah.
Blood on the sand, blood diamond. That's expensive.
The 50-cent Gears of War game is what I call it.
Yeah. That one
it plays just like Gears.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
There are a number of them that like that game. Knight's Contract, I picked up recently. Has skyrocketed recently.
Knight's Contract is awesome.
Yeah,
that game is fucking dope as fuck. Graphically looks dated, but when you play it, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'd rather play that shit any day before any Souls games.
Easily.
You know what I mean? You see how they try to push that narrative with that article you put up. Oh, it's nice to see action games that are not Souls-like. I was like, yeah, I know why. Because there's an exclusive for PlayStation. That's why, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I know why.
No, well, I mean, but it's true in general because games like Banishers, like Banishers Ghost of New Eden is a great game. I hope you guys give it a chance. Great game.
Yeah, my son beat it.
Yeah, that would have been a Souls.
But they're just saying that though mainly for more because of that Phantom Dust being exclusive. But that shit is straight because they were how Phantom Dust, Ninja Gaiden inspired Phantom Dust so much.
Phantom Dust? I think that was an Xbox game.
Phantom Blade. It's called Phantom Blade. It's a new game. It was supposed to be multiplayer, but as of now, it's supposed to be PS5 exclusive. But it is an action hack and slash, like in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm like, fuck, I gotta pick it up. And because of Stellar Blade too, but that's why they're doing that. That's really why they're doing those articles.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was making a good point because I'm noticing that they're.
No, he made a good point, but he's not including Solstice. He's not including Solstice. He's not including games like Evil West.
Yep.
He's not including games like Banisher. You get what I'm trying to say? He's just talking about it because of it's in favor of PlayStation. I know when these none of these motherfuckers fool me. Because why weren't they saying that before? Before it was, oh my god, Souls games are amazing, masterpieces, the best action genre ever. Yeah, and now all of a sudden they're saying that. Come on, bro. It's like you're starting to see people now say that they have open world fatigue, and they're excited that games are going to be also linear and not just open world. I've been said that. Not every game has to be open world. Open world is good, but it works with certain things, not everything. Right. Because for other games, it can make the experience boring or feel tedious too much. So now they want to try to say, oh, that's great that they're going to do more linear games. When before they're like, oh, linear games are trash. They're too short. They're stealing your money. You see what I'm saying?
I'm surprised they said that. Given PlayStation don't really release open world. Like Horizon's a boring ass open world game, and Spider-Man is the same map as always in New York. But
and God of War is like an open map.
It's not open world. God of War is not open.
But it's like an open map. It's like Tomb Raider, where it's a big map, then you unlock it, then you got to go back. It's like Metroidvania almost.
That's just an action adventure game, but that's not. Like, I play a lot of open world, so I know open world.
Those are the ones that I call sandbox.
Yeah,
like Tomb Raider. But I'm saying that they're only saying that because they're starting to see more linear games coming out for like PlayStation or in the future that they have planned. That's why they're saying that.
Well, because the article did not mention that game at all, so that's why I didn't know that until you brought that up. Because the article did not mention Phantom Blade. It just sounded like some shit that I was been saying, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean he has a point. He has a point, but it's not coming from a sincere place. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
which really,
which is
it actually,
hypocritical and unfortunate.
yeah,
like you
and
said.
it kind of makes me ashamed I even shared that with y'all if it's so
No, because we need more people need to see that.
Yeah.
Because we need more games like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he's being a hypocrite or not. We can call him out on the bullshit later.
The hack and slash genre is my third favorite genre.
Right.
So that's why I love games like Ninja Ninja Gaiden, Bayonetta, Solstice,
Ninja Bay, Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, that's why I've seen the hype them games up. So I love that's why I love God of War 3 remastered when I played it.
Yes,
it's a traditional hack and slash and not that boring bullshit. Drama.
And it's actually a good game.
Yeah,
it's not a bad game. It's a good game.
And it's not a boring melodrama like them Sony games are, right? So
the way it turned now, like a data war, it's all about, oh boy, you can't do this. Bro, you're fighting demons and goblins and fucking gods. You can't compromise with a fucking orc. The fuck you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, withhold your rage. Don't fall into the madness like me. Like what?
Fucking stupid.
That just sounds so dumb. Like, bro, you're fighting orcs, demons, minotaurs. You can't compromise it with reason with those things. The hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
It sounds so dumb, and they only did that because they want to make him look like the fatherly figure that's mature and knows how to raise a child.
No,
that's all it is.
They did that so they could teach IGN how to be good fathers.
Yeah. Fucking idiots, bro.
Oh.
Hey, Unlimited.
What's up?
Bruh, I'm going to tell you what happened to me, man. I downloaded a game, dude, on that PlayStation 4, it was like a small game or something, and that PlayStation 4 sounded like a fucking jet.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? I was like, what the hell? It just sneaked out of nowhere, and I'm like, God damn, it's not even a gig. It was Megs, and it was doing that. I'm like, God damn.
Hey, brother, greatness awaits.
That's their version of Flight Simulator. Download a game and
brother, Sega man, greatness awaits. Remember that.
This thing is.
He'll be waiting a long time as it downloads.
Hey, Unlimited, you're right. One game I put in there, 45 minutes. 45 minutes.
And it's probably like 10 gigs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, trust me, I know, man. The PlayStation is not. It's not all it's cracked up to be, man. And then with me, I felt so disappointed, Sega, man. Because here's the thing, I don't get something just to hate it. I don't hate watch or nothing like that, you know. Right. So I wanted to like it. That's what the PlayStation fans who be trying to tell me shit don't understand. I actually wanted to like this shit, but I'm sorry, guys. I just don't like Alloy. Maybe if I throw this rock and distract them, I just don't like every single puzzle automatically solved. Maybe if I light this on fire, I'll get across the bridge. I don't like this shallow gameplay that's not fun to play. And you know what I'm saying? But the combat in these games, and that's what gets me. And it really hit me, Sega man, why they never talk about gameplay or combat with the PlayStation game. Because there is none. Just push square or triangle. Square for light attack, triangle for heavy attack, and boom. There's your gameplay. Spider-Man's like that as well. Spider-Man, that's why with Spider-Man they always talked about the cutscenes or the story because the gameplay's shallow as fucking hell. Oh, it copied and pasted from the Bingnos games, but forgot to make it but just made it slower, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's absolutely and it just
mind. Well, guessing mad is that it copied the formula of the Bingnos game, almost beat for beat. And people try to act like they're the ones who created that and not Bingnos. That's what pissed me off.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And here's the thing: Spider-Man is actually one of their better games, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad their first party stuff is to me. You know, and the games like The Last of Us, I'm just never gonna play. You know, if you say, hey man, I'll give you $1 million to play this game, I'll take the $1 million and go home because I ain't wasting my time ever playing that bullshit.
The dashboard is boring. It's just it looks just like the PlayStation 3 dashboard. That's that blue. It's just boring.
Yeah.
No, according to them, they love the simplicity of the dashboard. It's amazing. The Xbox dashboard is so busy and so
Complicated.
convoluted. Oh my god, so
Hold on.
complicated.
Hold on, Hebot. They have a
Uh-oh.
point. They have a point because you remember when GameStop couldn't find the settings on the Xbox
Oh
One.
Jesus Christ! When you literally all you had to say was Xbox go to settings because they had the connect at the point.
Yeah,
At that point,
that
it
was
that easy.
hilarious. I was stunned, but I was laughing so hard when I saw that video because they were trying so like, how do you get to where's the settings? And at no point did they think to say Xbox go to settings or just go to the damn settings. And
Yeah,
it was hilarious, man.
that's terrible.
But that's these quote unquote gaming journalists for you.
That shit was pure comedy, right? Unlimited.
Yeah, it was it was so embarrassing. You know what made it so funny? They put it online for us to see how stupid they were. And at no point,
Yeah.
at no, you know what I'm saying. You think they had the foresight to at least find it, cut that part, and like refilm it? Oh,
Because they thought it was actually going to work in their favor, and then when they saw people actually making fun of it, they took it down.
Yeah,
it was funny as fuck.
It was hilarious, man. The only thing funnier than that was when they couldn't get through the Cuphead tutorial. That was a Hall of Fame.
Oh damn! You did not go there.
That was a Hall of Fame.
You did not go there.
Nah, that
was bad.
Yeah, and the third place was the Halo. Y'all remember the Halo when IGN previewed Halo Infinite and how terrible that gameplay was? And that's my third place in all-time most embarrassing moments from the gaming media. Where they weren't the people in the comments weren't even mad at the game. They're like, who had this idiot play Halo?
Yeah, everybody was like, yo, who the fuck is playing this that they can't do this simple task? Like, what are they retarded?
And you know what? That ties back to what Sega Forever says all the time. They're not real gamers.
Oh no, for sure. 1000%.
And at some point, Hebot, you think that there'd be a large contingency of people that's like, hell, even I could do this. Why am I watching this idiot play or tell me about games?
Right.
And unsubscribe, but I don't know. So some of them still got some influence, and it's ridiculous.
Make no sense. No kind of sense. I'm doing my thing while I'm talking to you guys. That shit was terrible.
I'm here, but it's like it's loud in my neighborhood. Unlimited news. So
Yeah.
I mute my mic when it gets too loud. Yeah,
dude had the lawnmower, the ambulance, a dog barking, all that.
It's not like a PlayStation.
Yes. It literally does. He's not lying. It makes like this weird noise.
Yeah. Hey, when I put a disc in my PS5, it makes a weird noise too. I thought it was broken. I'd have put a video up on YouTube.
Yeah,
like, hey,
PS5 does it too. Yeah,
is this normal? And people in the comment like, "Oh yeah, it's normal. You just got to deal with it." So I'm like, because the Xbox is silent. You download a game or put a disc in there. That thing doesn't make a noise.
Xbox is the most quietest system I've ever played, bro.
Boy, that's an understatement, man. That thing makes no noise when you do anything with it, right?
Now, I will say this though, guys. Sometimes if you played Gears 5 on the Xbox One X, you would hear it a little bit, but you just heard a little bit. The fan, you heard a little bit, but that's it. You didn't hear it like the damn PlayStation.
Yeah, nah, man. That's the deal.
Well, I know if you played, what the fuck was the game on the PS3? I think it was Final Fantasy 12.
Mm-hmm.
And if you play GTA, that shit got so loud it would give you the yellow rings of death sometimes.
Oh,
damn.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like messed up. And I remember that Sony tried to say that it was the fault of the Final Fantasy game, that it wasn't the PS3 that was
the game.
badly developed. Yeah, you can look it up.
Yeah,
Unlimited, look it up and watch it. Look it up and let Sega Forever put it up. And you're gonna see.
So they used the same excuse they did with what's that game that was bricking PS5s? The one with from the Resogun developers.
Oh, Returnal.
So they used the same excuse for Returnal. Oh no, it's the game, not the console.
Mm-hmm,
and then devs were like, no, it's the console, not the game.
Yeah. Look it up and let Sega Forever put it up. You'll see it. Sony blames Final Fantasy for Yellow Rings of Death on PS3, and you'll see.
Hey guys, let me ask you a question, Hebot and the panel. Do you think, remember remember a while back, people were thinking they were going to announce too that. Do you think they'll bring more back and pack games to the Xbox again?
I think they will,
Yes.
especially when it's associated with Activision. I just think that because, again, a lot of it has to do with licensing. They have to wait until those licenses go through. And that's why we didn't see it at E3. But I'm pretty sure, especially anything that was Activision published, we'll probably see that.
Yeah.
But again, they're probably working out the license. Because remember, some of those licenses is like Punisher, not Punisher, the Transformer games,
Yeah.
the Spider-Man games.
They should have Marvel, Nickelodeon, and Transformer rights and licenses.
Right. So that if that's a way also of then getting more playable Spider-Man games on Xbox for Xbox fans also. So I'm pretty sure they're probably trying to deal with the politics of it,
Yeah.
and that's what made it kind of have not show up. But I think we will see it. I think we will. And even for Bethesda published games. Outside of that, probably not. I don't know why they just don't start it up again, and whoever wants to participate, let them participate. Huh?
What they need to do is find a way to have a pretty universal, have native backwards compatibility instead of emulation.
Yeah, like have the machine read the old disc.
Yeah.
I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah,
They can go around all that fucking bullshit of legalese and shit because people bought their games.
Yeah.
If you bought your game, you should legally have the right to play it. Doesn't matter what.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what you do on its hardware that it's built for, but not on any other forward compatible hardware. And what they're talking forward compatibility, that's my dream Xbox is the universal Xbox, where even a game like the Lord of the Rings 2 Towers that's not backwards compatible, I could put that in the next generation Xbox.
Thank you. The one you mean the one that EA published? Those are great games.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example of good hack and slash.
Yeah,
and they're movie license games. You know how they say movie license games were corny? Hell no, not those two.
No, those all three of them were excellent.
Some of
the best tie-in movies ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, Zink said Gears 5 broke my Xbox One X 2 days before I got my Series X.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was that? What Zink said?
He said Gears 5 broke his Xbox One X.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. He's got about 10,000 hours into the damn thing. It was probably giving him warnings like, Zink, play something else, man. I can't handle it.
Well, you know what we didn't hear about, guys, at the show.
I can't find the article, Ebot.
I just thought about it. What we didn't hear.
Let me see if I can find that sentence here.
You remember the last show we seen, and it showed the new Streets of Rage and all that coming. Didn't hear no more about that. Remember?
Oh, there's a Streets of Rage 5 coming.
Remember? Yeah, they were announcing those new.
The 3D one. The 3D one.
Oh, the Sega games, right?
Yeah,
the 3D one. Yeah, the 3D one.
They haven't said any more about that, so I'm wondering if I guess they're still working on it. I think it was Golden Axe.
Supposedly, they're all going to be made to run on Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, really?
That's what they're saying, yeah.
That would be cool. That would be cool, Ebot. I thought we would hear a little bit more about it, but I guess it's still, they're working on it. Did you guys see the Cliffy B interview with that dude?
I saw some of it. Yeah.
E-Day, and he said, did you hear him? He said, yeah, I don't want them to put no more robots in it. He didn't like the robots in the Gears games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just feels off. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why it feels off. It feels off.
I thought he was going to, thought they would bring him back. I guess not.
I mean, he said, even in the interview, he says, I'm here if they need me. I'm a consultant. I'm here.
Listen, that's nonsense, dude. Put a resume if you want to be hired. Stop this. They could contact me anytime. They're not. They're already running a successful business. They don't need you. And I don't say that to be mean or disrespectful. But he said that after every fucking interview for the last 6 years since that PlayStation game flopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this is just me looking from the outside in. I think the reason why they don't approach him is because he does things manly. He's not catering to that type of crowd.
Yeah.
And since Microsoft does do business with Sweet Baby or whatever, they probably don't want somebody like him, because he's gonna make it toxic. He's gonna make it manly, and I don't consider that toxic. The fact that he makes it manly, they consider it toxic, and I think that's why they probably haven't reached out to him, because they didn't reach out to Tomonobu Ito. He said he would love to work with them again. So was the guy who did Armature, the guys who did Recore. They didn't reach out back out to them either. So I don't know. That's just a hunch I have. That's probably why.
They're too old school for Microsoft. Microsoft has said they're moving forward, man. If you look at the people they hire, the people they work with, right? Them hiring those guys would be a conflict of interest for them. So yeah, they'll especially Nobunaga or Tobunaga, man. That dude, the games that he made, right? Because when all the stuff that was going on with the Stellar Blade game, right? The one with the South Korean model, and they used their body, right? And then Microsoft came on and said, well, we would prefer to have people that would not exaggerate bodies, and our body's not exaggerated too. And then that's the thing that I got kind of mad at Microsoft, right? Because they talk about this and they promote different cultures and stuff like that. Right now in South Korea, that's what's hot right now. Is their fitness models, their physical fitness. They take in a point of pride in their country, right? And their industry's growing, right? So it's just it's a culture clash. So that's why you'll never have. I could never see Cliffy B coming back, because Cliffy B. I mean, you'd think it would be a good match, right? Because Gears, it looks like the old school Gears. So
yeah, they have to go back to the roots. They have no choice. They're gonna have to go back to the roots no matter what. But
I think you remember Cliffy. He was one of the original. I mean, this is what I loved about him. He was one of the first celebrities for a gamer, right? It's just like Rob Liefeld for comic books back in the day. Yeah. And Jim Lee, those guys.
That's his baby. He created that. So
yeah, he did.
Yeah, so they were known outside of their industry, right? So that's why I remember Cliffy B, man, because he had the personality. He'd be doing interviews.
Right? He made a lot of money off of that too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Microsoft does that was part of the podcast today, dude. Because I know I've said some stuff lately, but for me, this podcast moving forward, especially after the showcase, this channel in general, man, I don't really care what Microsoft does anymore. I just want them to destroy everybody. That's pretty much going to be this channel going forward. There's stuff I don't agree that they do. There's some of their policies and politics I don't agree with, right? But you
just want them to take their money power and fuck shit up.
Well, I know they won't do that, but like Gogo was saying earlier, dude. I mean, at some point though, I know E-Rock was alluding at this, and I know Unlimited is this way as well. Because the problem I had with the showcase, it was not with Microsoft, dude. It was outside. And from some people that I follow, you know what I mean? Like I listened to them, and they started to touch on the gaming and Microsoft and the layoffs, and I'm like, I wrote them, dude. I told them, dude, you know what you're talking about,
right?
I'm an Xbox guy, right? The stuff that you're talking about, and the thing that got me about them is like they focus on the stuff I focus on, as far as politics and economy. So they should have known better, right? So that's kind of opened my eyes a little bit, right? About like, okay, and I understand that, right? You gotta take everything with a grain of salt, dude. Like you said, Unlimited, gotta use discernment, right? When it comes to this kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, bro, I'm a gamer, right? So I want to play games, dude. Like that's just the way I am, and where I play games is an Xbox, right? Yeah, that's the way I am, and because I occupy like the WNBA, I'll bring that up again, right, dude? I can't go along with what everybody's saying about the WNBA because I'm actually watching the games,
right? And
then I realized, damn, these girls are good. Right, there's some stuff they got to work on. There's other stuff there's some things they got to work on. But I'm watching. They got some ballers out there, dude. I know because I play ball. Right, game recognized game, right? One baller recognize another baller, man. These girls got skills, so I'm not gonna crap on them just because maybe
they're a female. Just because they're a female,
yeah, or go with the popular narrative, man. I can see it with my eyes, right? That's why I tell people all the time. Look, you need to. Oh, things. You need to. What you need to do, dude. You need to discover this for yourself. Right, you need to actually, if you care about it, like maybe if you don't care, then walk away. That's what I do. I did that with Disney Plus. I'm like, I'm done with Star Wars, and I just walk away.
Well, I found that out. I found that out last night too.
Yeah. Well, but I'm like Unlimited. I don't hate watch. Right?
Yeah.
has to be some kind of entertainment in it. Like I'm all in the drama, the Caitlin Clark stuff, dude. I'm all in that drama.
Shit.
But at the same time, I'm actually watching basketball. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Hey, Zeke, are you there?
Yeah, hey, real quick, and what you
Zeke.
were just talking about, Sega Forever, about the WNBA. I'm
Yeah.
glad Caitlin came along, so a lot of people can see that there are a lot of girls out there that could play their ass off. Like I
Yeah.
said, when you and the realists were on the show, I've been watching girls play basketball for 50
Hmm.
years, literally. My girlfriend in high school played basketball. My girlfriend in college played basketball. And when I
My
met
wife
them,
played
I didn't.
basketball in high school.
When I didn't know them,
Nice.
when I didn't know they
That's
played,
great.
when I didn't know they played, I dated them, and then I found out that they were on a team. So it's not because they were playing basketball. And my girlfriend from high school, she looked better today at 55 than she did in high school. So it doesn't. It's not that. And even Caitlin Clark, she doesn't. She's not beautiful. You know, she's not. We're not watching her play because she's very attractive. That's like Serena. Somebody could slip up and watch Serena because she's mad attractive. But before that, she could play her
And
ass
Serena's
off, and
thicker
she
than a
could still
Snicker.
play her ass
You
off.
better say that shit right.
So, but the thing is, you can watch her both ways. Either she's
Yeah,
attractive to
yeah.
you, or you understand she could play her ass off.
Oh yeah,
But
oh yeah.
but I'm glad of people are watching the game because there's a hell of a lot of girls that are watching college that can play. But like you guys were discussing earlier, women are so fucking petty.
Yeah.
It's ruining everything.
Yeah.
But back to what Hebot was talking about, Cliff Blazinski is the reason Cliff Blazinski isn't working at Gears. Cliff Blazinski became so toxic, Epic wouldn't hire him back. And
Yeah,
he
you're right.
talked about that. He talked about that in one of his books. Cliff Blazinski became so toxic, Rod Ferguson would not work with him again unless they were an equal team. That's why Rod Ferguson didn't help him with what's that game that failed?
Lawbreakers or something like that.
Lawbreakers. Cliff Blazinski talked about that. Cliff
Yeah, I think
Blazinski
he
got
changed
to
now, but that's the reason why I have.
but it's too late though. You've overstayed your
Choices were
welcome.
made.
And right. And but see, like I was talking to Sega Man and Sega Forever earlier, Cliff Blazinski was held accountable. Like people don't hold these YouTubers like Jez Gordon, Fonzarelli, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
all of these other guys, Greg Miller, Colin Moriarty, when they
Randall
mess up,
Snore.
Randall Thor, when they had the original Pony Bot, when they mess up egregiously, no one holds them accountable. They
Nope.
just let them go along and continue to fuck shit up.
Yep.
And I say this about Cliff, and I really adore this guy and where he came from and the genius that he was and still is. He came from a rough upbringing. His parents got him a computer, and this dude took this shit apart. You know, he started working on Unreal or which so it's one of the two, Unreal, the first two first person shooters. Uh,
He's talking about Unreal Tournament.
he was working on Unreal Tournament at
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, the dude is a certified genius, but he became toxic himself. That's why he is in on Gears. But Gears have several ways it can go. Like I was telling Sega Man earlier, I'm glad they went back earlier so we could see what happened. The same
Yeah,
way I think about Halo, I want to play as Noble Six one day, or Fire Team Black. We know they all died, but I wanted to experience that, because it's a lot of history in Halo that we didn't see. It's a lot of history in Gears that we didn't see. And then people started criticizing Cliff Blazinski because he said he thought of the Pendulum Wars just out of his butt one day. But that's what makes a game. Once you realize you have something, now you build the backstory. So the
yeah, yeah,
backstory is
yeah.
what they're making now, so we
Some
can
of the
see it.
best ideas in the world were just out of nowhere, like on some dumb
Correct.
shit.
All
That's a
facts.
fact.
And
That's a
then you
fact.
build on it. That's why you have over 40 Halo novels. Halo was just a thing that they created. There was not all of this backstory. They just made this up as it went along and it tied in together. And Halo did it so great. The lores for people not like myself or Dr. Vaca, but at a much elevated height than Dr. Vaca and I that really are deep into Halo lore. They even corrected Bungie on some of the story. They said, no, this couldn't have happened because of this or that. And they went back and they corrected the encyclopedia that they made on the Halo universe. But the Gears universe is trying to get like that. It has a lot of rich history that I'm glad they're bringing out. And for all, and like you guys were talking about fake people, Gogo Post started it off with Fonz bullshit ass. See, all of these people now are pretending that they love Halo when they did. All of the games are sitting right here for you to play. Go play them. Just like these fake ass dudes that talk
How
about
you love
Banjo.
Halo all of a sudden because it's coming to PlayStation when you could have played it already for the last
That
20
shit
years?
ain't coming to PlayStation. That'll make if
No, I'm
Sega Man
saying
think
because
it's
that's
PlayStation.
that's the narrative why they're saying that.
They could have that shit. I don't even deal in it because the one thing is your system has to be capable of running a game like that. Sony is not capable of doing shit. So I'm not even worried about it. Here's what I have to say to hip hop gamer and all of these crackheads, son of a bitches. Here's what I have to say to them. Why don't you hold your breath since the game is coming so soon? Hold your breath until it releases, you son of a bitch. Why don't you try that? Okay?
They're gonna
Do that
be
shit.
holding it for a long time.
Yeah, no, the motherfuckers gonna die, and that's what we need to happen. They need to get their ass the fuck up out of here. But anyway, man, I got to get back to work.
Yeah,
I'll
you
talk
remember
to
like
guys.
you remember like the movies, just like you said. I'll quote something. Remember the movie Creep Show, and he buried him in the sand.
Freak show, that's old as hell.
And he said, "You got to hold your breath for a long time."
Yeah, and that's what they have to do, dude. That's what somebody need to say. And I've been meaning to say that some time ago. Oh, this is coming, that's coming. No, what you're saying is, I hope they give PlayStation this. I hope they give PlayStation that. Because right now we don't have anything. That's what they're really trying to say. They ain't got nothing.
What do they have coming out? Really, they don't have nothing coming out, right?
Honest to goodness truth sake, man, I have no idea. Only
Wolverine?
in unlimited. That's it. You bring that up.
No. Wolverine is not coming out for another couple of years. Let's not.
Damn.
We're not putting that on their list. I hold them to their standards. When they say Xbox games don't count because there's no release date or something stupid, I do the same to them. So no, Wolverine don't count Wolverine.
Yeah.
See, that's why I was about to bring up Unlimited because of just what he said. Here they talked about Wolverine, maybe a year or two ago, and all they showed was this dude's arm and his claws, and haven't showed anything since. Where's Fonz and everybody at demanding gameplay of that?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Oh,
I can't find
I could tell you, and I'm gonna quote Jeff Grubb. He literally said when Sony does it, it's not that big of a deal. But when Xbox does it, he needs to see gameplay because he's not sure. He's not sure if legendary devs like Bethesda could pull it off and all that nonsense.
Really?
Correct.
I kid you not. That's what he said.
Yes, and they do this all the time, and then they always want to reference Uncharted. That's not a $1 billion franchise. So what you talking about? And Uncharted and Gears released at the same time. Who's still going? And then
Uncharted didn't fucking stem the way for that genre anyway. It was fucking Tomb Raider.
And
if you want to be technical, it was fucking Pitfall. Then it was Indiana Jones. Then it was Tomb Raider.
They would bring out Pitfall Harry. Hey, but anyway, you talk about that, and they want to talk about evolution of games. Uncharted and Gears released at the same time. Since then, Uncharted has done nothing revolutionary. Gears has come out with the co-op, 4-player co-op, horde mode, and the new mode that they have today. Meanwhile, Uncharted still has done nothing and canceled factions.
I think they did, man. They did added his brother.
Yeah, something like that. And his daughter.
If you look at the old featurettes for Naughty Dog, the whole reason why they did Uncharted was because they were trying to compete with something for Gears. It was like it stemmed from the whole idea of Gears of War. That's why they created Uncharted.
Yeah,
really?
But they came
what I mean?
They
So,
released at the same time, though.
Uncharted can't touch Gears anyway.
No, and they released
Uncharted can't touch
same
Gears.
damn time. I think the same month, and Gears has been going on ever since, and Uncharted is stuck in the mud somewhere. We didn't even see an Uncharted, and then King David somebody, I think it was on.
Well,
Go ahead.
Sony's too busy reselling Uncharted. Because I kid you not, they had the Uncharted collection on the PS4 and the Uncharted collection on the PS5. For Sony's in the business of selling you the same shit over and over, and people line up and take it. And hell, they ask for more. They ask for more of the same shit for some reason.
And again, Unlimited, no one is criticizing them and holding them accountable. Yet they wanted to say we get Halo, Gears, and Forza. That's why I don't subscribe to some people's logic saying we had some bad years. We didn't have any games except for Halo, Gears, and Forza. No, you cannot ruin the aggregate by eliminating something.
Agreed.
Unlimited is the worst. He's an accountant. You just can't take 3 things away and make this shit add the fuck up. It's not going to happen. So how are you going to take 3 entire series away that produce damn near 10 games between the 3 of them and then say that they don't have any games? That's impossible. And then the 3 games that you like to eliminate, they're still going on to today. We're still playing them today. Meanwhile, the games that supposedly made Sony great, ain't nobody playing it today. No one's playing it. Even the last God of War, who's playing it right now? Absolutely no one.
No one.
You know, so I don't subscribe to that when people say, "Oh, they have Xbox have a long way to go. They had this long of a drought for 7 or 10 years." Bro, I really don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Yeah, that whatever they say that's when I hit X and just end the video.
Right, when they say what? When they say what? When they say what?
When they say, go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, when they say Xbox has a lot of catching up to do and they haven't had games in like
Jesus
5 to 7 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell, there's this Nintendo YouTuber RGT, I think he's called.
Oh, I hate that motherfucker.
I hate him too. But I went ahead and indulged it because his title praised the Xbox Showcase, and I hit. When I hit close that video, Zinc, about 1 minute in when he said State of Decay 2 was trash, and I don't have any high expectations for State of Decay 3.
Wow.
X, not listening to a word he's saying.
You shouldn't have even opened it up.
Yeah.
Let me do you one better.
Listen, I'm not going to listen to a grown man who catches fucking Pokemon and tell me what a good game is. All right. When your ass is playing Pokemon Go with the children at your local park, don't come here and tell me what a good game is, man. You should be on a fucking watch list.
And I started hitting the X button unlimited as soon as they say, and Xbox have a long way to go but by the time they could say their next word after saying because, I've already clicked out of the show. Hey man, I just wanted to jump in, but I like listening to you guys. I'm gonna continue to listen. Go ahead, Unlimited.
Yeah, and it's so that's 99% of them. It's so hard to find someone who actually,
there is none. That's why Unlimited. I kept on asking you to come back.
Yeah,
right?
Man.
Because there is nobody to watch, man.
Yeah, there really
isn't.
And like I said, unfortunately, YouTube's algorithm think I want to see literally everything Xbox, but 90% of the videos are negative. So that's how I know all this shit that I've been talking about. I don't be watching it. I don't be watching it, but I see the headlines. You know what I'm saying? It's always something stupid and for some reason they all make a stupid ass face in the thumbnail. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's to draw the people. You know, it's funny.
I don't understand how that draws people in. If I see your dumbass face, I'm skipping your dumbass face. I'm not clicking it. I'm not clicking it to see your dumbass opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you this much, dude. Like the guys that are getting, I don't really care for them. I mean, I don't listen to them, but their stuff will pop up, and I think they're funny sometimes. But no, it's Alex and Fratanga and stuff like that. So I guess like Xbox guys, we just know already, so we're numb. So there's no fun with us. So they have no choice but to go over to the PlayStation guys, and plus the PlayStation guys, that's their own fault because they started talking about PC, right? they tried to fight that war, and then that turned all these dudes that way. So you can get some good videos watching them, man. Because I mean, at least at some point, dude, they'll talk about the hypocrisy, But there's nobody.
I can't watch Alex, man. I'm not going to risk seeing him do some gay shit
Oh yeah, that's what E-Rock was saying.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't really watch it.
Yeah.
I just see some of his clips actually.
Yeah,
I'm not
his shirt off and shit. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I ain't trying to see none of that bullshit. He could go. It's Pride Month. He could go live his fantasy out elsewhere, man. You know, go be with all them corporations with the rainbow logo on their YouTube channels, man.
Well, that's the funny thing about that, right? It was like there was a point I thought, oh, maybe they actually believe in this stuff, and then when they started losing money, like I guess like everybody's like, and they don't do it like they said, okay, we're gonna stop doing it. They do it on the sly. Right?
Yeah,
they start moving stuff to the back of the store.
Yeah, and that's what I've been telling people for years, guys. They're corporations. They don't stop.
Yeah.
I never understood how people always fall for it. It's like the COVID commercials. We're here for you, Bank of America. You're charging people late fees who didn't pay their who overspent. You're not here for us. Stop the bullshit. And yet they fall for it every year. At least with the. This is what I love about black people. At least we know it's bullshit, so we make fun of it. But it's like they didn't catch up with the other communities. Y'all, the Pacific Island or whatever they call y'all, the Pacific East Islanders and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all also know it's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And that's why. And the Hispanics also know it's bullshit during their month, which I think is I don't even know what the Hispanic month is. I think it's September, some shit, right? But women's month and gay month. Nah, they think these companies really care, and I always roll my eyes on how they fall for it. They're like, this just make fun of it. It's bullshit. They don't. The moment they start having significant backlash from it, they're going to change their tune, and they're not going to be supporting y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a whole other can of worms. So
that's what's happened to the PlayStation guys right now, man. Sony sees what's up,
yeah.
So they slowly like stepping out on them, sliding some stuff over with Nintendo. They slid a game over to Nintendo, and these Sony guys are like, "Well, it's not the same thing."
Yeah, because it's not the coping they're doing is hilarious, man. Yeah, it's like as long as it's not on Xbox, they could kind of pretend they're not third party. But wait until it does come to Xbox. Listen, I'm telling PlayStation fans, they're just training y'all for the inevitable. So they might as well accept it now. But they hold. I give them that. They're holding on tight. They hold on to their delusions tight because they ignore that Sony don't make money. That Sony Sony literally lied to them. They believe in generations. Yeah, they believed in it so hard. All your games are on PC and Nintendo, and I promise you, there are gonna be some come to Xbox. But yeah, it's wonderful, man.
All I know is that when it all falls apart, it's still gonna be Phil Spencer's fault.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this dude, Rich Grimes. Coral. What's up, bro? That's a good one. Hey guys, if we can talk a little bit about Star Wars. Just want to talk about that since I put it in the heading.
Oh yeah.
I got a couple people asking like Google. The reason I'm saying this is because, like I said earlier in the podcast, I gave up on Star Wars like over a year ago. And one of the reasons why I gave up on it is because I had a thread of hope. And people were making fun of me, which is fine, right? Because I like The Mandalorian and I like some of the stuff that they were doing. But there was this really bad civil war going on behind the scenes at Disney, and I talked about it on the channel. I'm kind of repeating myself, but just to give you the background. And what it was that there was this civil war going between Lucasfilm and then guys like Jon Favreau, right? So there's people that wanted to kind of keep the integrity of Star Wars, and then people that wanted to take it in a new modern direction, right? And so they were going back and forth, and the modern direction people won. And I could see the writing was on the wall. It was always there, dude, but I finally accepted it. And then, like I said earlier, dude, like I'll just go move on and do other things in my life, dude. There's a lot of us, like all of us, right? We got stuff to do that we have to do, that we have to deal with, right? The reality of life. And then whatever time we have left, right? We have our hobbies, we have time to spend with our family, all of that kind of stuff. So it was no brainer for me. It kind of hurt, man, because I had a really close connection to Star Wars and even to Disney, man. It's all gone. And so that's why I'm saying Star Wars is officially dead, because there's a show called The Accolyte that they just released, and everybody's talking about episode 3. I don't really have to watch the episode, man. I already knew the road that they were going on, and for some of these guys, it just finally hit them, which I feel sorry for them. And then other people are doing their commentary on it and stuff like that. That's why I said on X, I'm watching Star Wars from a distance because it's more entertaining to watch Disney lose money. It's more entertaining to watch Marvel and Kevin Feige trying to figure out why they're failing so hard, right? It's entertaining to watch Star Wars lie to themselves over and over again, right? Knowing that the reason why Disney bought Star Wars is because they wanted to capture the male market, because Disney had the female market.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
But because of the the current climate in modern society, right, the brand that Disney has for princesses is kind of considered chauvinistic and patriarchy and all that crap, right? So they went and tried to do that to Star Wars, and then so you just pissed everybody, you lost everybody, and then I could actually understand their business motivation if Disney actually did this and everybody that they're trying to attract to the brand actually bought their brand, right?
Oh,
Yeah, that would make sense. Like I'm not the brand. I'm not the consumer you're going for, right? I'm old. I'm old and white. I guess that's what they tell me. I'm an old white guy that they don't want in their family, and I'm fine with that, dude. You don't want my money. You don't want my time. I don't like your product anyway, and I can just step away. I like you unlimited. I'm not a hate watch kind of guy. Okay, so I just go out because I can do other stuff that I enjoy. Right. This is why I tell you guys what I do is I promote like Korean dramas. I'm not saying everybody gotta like Korean dramas or everybody's gonna like anime, but hey, here's go to watch old. I'm watching old episodes of Magnum PI, Spencer for Hire, Airwolf. Right, there's a bunch of stuff that you can occupy. I can occupy my time. So that was the only point I brought about Disney. Disney will not learn. They've lost billions upon billions of dollars. They will not course correct. I mean, they'd have to fire every single that person. That place has to just die now, right? And then hopefully it could rise up from the ashes, but I doubt it will. You know, like a piece of everybody's childhood is gonna die when that thing goes away. That's the cultural influence that Disney's had on the culture, especially Western culture, and even other cultures outside of Western culture. And if you guys didn't know, Tokyo, Japan is like one of the best Japans to go to. So that's all I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you guys keep up with this kind of stuff. For me, something that's like, I mean,
I've always considered myself a half-time, half-baked Star Wars fan in the sense that I've never been passionate about it the way Star Wars fans and I've always known were, where even back in the prequel days, oh, this ruined my childhood. Star Wars is dead type shit. So I just kind of took Star Wars as it is, but yeah, the shit that they've been putting out has been awful. Most of it, at least most of it. I heard good things about that Andor show, even though I haven't watched it. But the problem with Star Wars is that even if they have something good, that you kind of been kicked so much with the bad stuff, the good shows doesn't feel worth watching.
Because it's almost like they bait you in with the good stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, because that's what they do, right? They'll bait you like the Mandalorian, and then they'll drop all this other crap on you.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what they really want to promote, right? So they're using a bait and switch, and they know that they're doing that, dude. I understand how these people think that work at Lucasfilm. That's what they're doing, right? They do it for they have whatever they want to sell to you, right? Is what they want to sell to you, and then they'll do something like they don't like or they don't agree with just to draw you in and keep you on the hook, and then try and sell that to you. Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought Rogue One was a good movie. I enjoyed Solo, especially my girl Emilia Clarke. My goodness, was she gorgeous in that film? Yeah. I don't know what the reception of Ahsoka is, but I was even enjoying some of that show. Right, the Kenobi show was pretty bad because for some reason it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, but they didn't really focus on him, which is what ruined it for me. Because dude. Yeah, I'm here to watch the title character, not this, not 10-year-old Princess Leia or fucking Reva, who I don't care about, right? And they keep doing stuff like that, where and like even if they didn't have some form of agenda to push or however you want to put it, you know what I'm saying? This shit is just bad, And at the end of the day, that's where they lost people like me who. No, I'm not a hardcore. I'm never going to be super hardcore Star Wars, but I liked it enough to give it a chance. And yet, at least 80% of it is legitimately bad. Most of the movies were not good. The Disney film era movies. I mean, Star Wars Episode 9 literally made no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? And all Star Wars Episode 8 did was piss everybody off. So it's like you got one movie that makes no sense, one movie that pisses everybody off, and then the spin-off TV shows are all terrible. And then they wonder why why everybody feels like Star Wars is a dead brand now and nobody cares about it.
The one great thing that Disney's done is they've been able to piss off generations of fans. That's an amazing feat that nobody's done until Disney. I mean, it's amazing to see. It's amazing to watch. The problem, a lot of Star Wars fans, that Star Wars was considered cool, and I will say this too because we used to make fun of Star Trek fans, right? So Star Wars was considered cool, and when episodes 1, 2, and 3, there was a little bit of a crack in the armor, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I remember watching that, and then again, you had episodes 4, 5, and 6, and what everybody was expecting from 1, 2, and 3, maybe a little bit unfairly. But you can see, man, that it's kind of lost its mojo, and it's just gotten worse over time. I thought episode 7 had a chance.
Yeah.
With what they were trying to do.
Mhm.
They took a few liberties, but Marvel was doing the same thing, and Marvel was able to pull it off, at least for me,
Yeah.
as a hardcore Marvel fan and the comic books, right? But the thing about it is, dude, it's not about the Star Wars, it's not about the universe, it's not about the fans, dude. It's about their agenda. And that's the sad thing about it, right? Because I never understood why. Like, if I liked a girl and she didn't like me back, I would never lose my mind over getting her to like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen guys do that, and I never could understand that. I was like, dude, she doesn't like you. Go find her.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah, and that's what I feel a lot of times with these people. They want to write these things, but a lot of them are just bad writers, like you're saying.
Mhm.
That's nothing to. You take the politics, you take all the drama that goes out in the culture war, you take all of that out. At the end of the day, you look at their stuff, and it's like, wow, these people cannot write.
Yeah, and that's usually how I see it first. That's why sometimes I'll be slow on catching the stuff that you do. It could be it's because I give look. I'm one of them people. Sega forever. I approach things with an open mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mind a lot if it's good. That's why with gaming I always say if the game is fun, I could forgive the problems people bitch about. Yeah, because I had a good time. Why the hell do I care if a game ran at 54 frames per second sometimes? You know what I'm saying? But with the Star Wars stuff, you take away all the nonsense, the shit still sucks. Guys, don't call the show Obi-Wan Kenobi if you're not going to focus on the person we want to see. You know what I'm saying? Don't call this shit Star Wars Episode 9 and it's supposed to be a continuation of the last movie and it literally doesn't. Don't call this shit Star Wars Episode 8 and then the whole movie was just how can we set up a situation and do the opposite and call it subvert their expectations. You know what I'm saying?
What drives me nuts about these guys is when we were coming up, it was hard for people to take this stuff seriously.
Yeah.
So that's why as nerds, we just have to sit back and just hope one day it would happen. And then now it's taken seriously because, of course, it makes a lot of money. And one of the problems that these studios had was attracting talent to be in these shows, right? And then all of a sudden it happens. Right? Now people are serious about it. So they've gotten some great actors and actresses. And so for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, right, the little girl, I felt so bad for her because she's such a good, she was perfect for the role, I think.
Yeah.
But they did this one scene where she's being chased, and it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, it was so bad that it was so bad that it's like, did editing team really watch this and said, yeah, this is fine, really?
Yeah.
There's nobody, and it's not like how some bad scenes get put in. Where you could at least kind of see where they're coming from, but it was literally so comically bad, right? That it kind of killed it. That kind of became the face of what they push on the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, because the show has had a handful of good stuff. I love the fight between Vader and Ben, and I love that. I love how when Ben was apologizing because he felt
I like that they were trying to establish some type of connection in history with him and Leia because she knew him. But you never saw that history or that connection. That I like as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's why everybody was mad, right? Because she didn't know him. Right? If you watch episode 4, right, there was no connection. That's why she was estranged to him. That's why she went looking for him. Right? So what they did was they backfilled it. And that's why a lot of the fans, like myself, I'll put myself in there, I didn't care for that because you're rewriting the history of it. And then now, they did the same thing with Captain America. One of the best scenes in The Winter Soldier is when Nick Fury, when they talk about his eye. And then the scene was so hard hitting because Samuel Jackson's a great actor. You don't get enough credit. And Nick Fury was like, I lost my eye once, like because his friend he trusted somebody. That's how I lost his eye.
Mhm.
It was such a heavy scene, and then you fast forward to Captain Marvel.
yeah.
Captain Marvel got struck. It got scratched up by a cat. So
Yeah.
it totally changes that whole. It totally changes the whole dynamic in Winter Soldier, right? And that's the problem I had, especially with them even going that route, right? But that's the girl power narrative that they want.
Yeah, and they do that a lot. They do that a lot with Star Wars too, where
Well,
some they think because something happened in the original trilogy, that means that they got to tie it together. When it was something that never really needed clarification or any type of further story behind it, right? And then all it does is end up contradicting what happened anyway.
Yeah, I know when
lots
the
of
Reva
space.
thing, but Reva like people are trying to convince me that she was such a great character. I'm like, dude, she's just bitchy.
Yeah.
So like,
By the way, why did the show try to pretend that we're supposed to figure out who she is when the only you notice how at the beginning of the show Anakin killed the kids and it was like 4 white kids and the 1 black girl, and then they fast forward to her and they're supposed to like, who is this girl? It's obviously the black girl from the start who survived. What are you guys doing?
Well, that's just their, they don't have that depth to they don't look outside. This is why I never wanted when Marvel started to do the multiverse thing. I was like, no, dude, we have a hard time doing it in the regular comic books. I sure as hell know you guys can't do it in the movies, especially with the writers you guys got, right? Because there's a lot of things you got to take into consideration. You got to think these things through, right? And that's why some of our best comic book writers, well, they're all psychotic now or on drugs, right? but back in the day, these guys would think in those, and you have to think kind of like 3D, right, or 4D, right, for a lot of this content that they put up. But in the sense of and I felt bad because like Reva could have been a great character.
Yeah,
that was cool.
The idea is kind of cool. Someone who try to get revenge on Vader by getting close to them in their ranks. That could have been a good story, but like you said, they don't have the foresight to make it more. It needs to be more nuanced, and it shouldn't have been tied to Obi-Wan Kenobi's show, where that's the reason why people even watched it. So everything they did was backwards. And like you said, that's what they do sometimes, man. Where they try to suck you in with one thing, then give you the other, and then they try to lie to you and say that the other part was the better part. It's like, come on, man, get the fuck out my face,
dude. I just telling you, man. Kathleen Kennedy is doing this on purpose. She's still mad about the time she had to get coffee for George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. She's systematically destroying their legacies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's sad, dude. I'm like, I don't watch it.
She liked the women in the WNBA. Then she didn't let that shit go.
Oh, okay, but at least the girls in the WNBA have talent. Like the girl that knocked down Caitlin Clark, I thought that was dirty. She shouldn't have done that to Caitlin Clark. It's a bad look. But then when I find out the girl's history, she's been bounced from 3 teams. She actually like this. I'm like, okay, respect, right? Respect. Yeah. You're just not playing it, dude. You actually, this is who you are, right? Like I said, I don't agree with that. The WNBA is gonna have to work on that kind of stuff. But she's not faking it, dude. This is who she is. She lives it, right? Unlike all these other fake people in these industries that we love that are systematically destroying every single thing, which sucks. Let me see. They can't be subtle like Aliens or Terminator. Yeah, dude. So Gogo makes a great point. They can't be subtle like they were in Aliens or Terminator. James Cameron knew how to do a female-empowered characters without being preachy. Yeah. And if you go back, I say this all the time. Go back and watch the 80s and 70s. There's a lot of messages in the programming.
Oh yeah.
It was a different time, so you take that into consideration. But they knew at the end of the day, they knew they had to entertain people. You know why? Because ratings back then mattered. That Nielsen rating was the script. I know there's a background about that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. And if you wasn't making your ratings, dude, you were gone.
Your network shut down if you didn't do your ratings. It was different.
Well,
they didn't have no outlets to go and try to make up for that shit like they do now with social.
Well, yeah, the industry itself, man. Dude, these guys are entitled, man. Like back in the day, you have to do some work. This is why like I watch a lot of Korean dramas, and one thing I love about Korean dramas is they have these people that work for the companies. So you'll see an actor in one role, and then you watch another drama, and she's another role. She's playing a different character. So that speaks to the quality of her because you know her from something else, and then she can occupy another role, right? And then because they're so good at it, they get more work. That's what we used to do. we used to do that. Like the character actor of the 70s and 80s was a big deal, right? Because they'd be in movies, they play certain roles, and then you'd be like, hey. So like nowadays, right? Since we're all older, and then you see like certain so and so died, like there's a obituary something of somebody, an actor who passed away, and then you're like, oh, I remember that guy, dude. That dude played this one character in Buck Rogers, and then later on he was in Hill Street Blues, right? And then he was on Trapper John M.D. He played that one crooked lawyer, right? But he has like you look at their resume, dude. They have multiple roles that they act in, because that's what you have to do, man. That's what you have to do to be an actor. Unlike today, you know, which is why that industry is dying. Zink said, in these new superhero movies, how is everyone picking up Mighty Thor's hammer? Yeah. I will say I like the way they did it with Captain America. They at least said it a couple times.
Yeah.
And so when he pulls it off, and the way they used it was good. Yeah, but man, at some point in time in the comic books, dude, they was getting crazy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they would go nuts with that kind of stuff too. Yeah, I feel you, Zink. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but the millionaire he was able to pick it up because he was a hero. He was pure in his heart, and what he wanted to do is to be there for the people and save the world. You understand?
Yeah. Now, with Thor's hammer, is it one of them cases where even if you're pure evil, you could pick it up, or is it only just for the good guys?
No, only for the good guys, I believe.
Okay.
You have to be pure of heart or pure spirit, and that's
like you have to be pure of heart of what you want to do for the people, like, or to save the world, and that's really your goal.
Yeah.
In that moment, that's what he was trying to do because Thor was down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I always liked Thor comics. I just never read anything that explained that. But I'll say this: the comics always got that. That's why I like Thor in the comics, personality wise, more so than the MCU. Because the MCU Thor, I don't understand what makes him so pure to willed Mjolnir. And only half of one movie was he not? I guess was able to pick it up or something.
Well, that's why they had to do the first movie the way it was, and it was interesting because Kevin Feige met with Kenneth Branagh, and Kenneth Branagh basically set the standard for Thor, right? And the way he wanted to do it was he wanted to use that Shakespearean type of thing, speaking. So that's why there's a little bit of comedy in that, because in the comic book it's awesome, in real life not so much. So they had to keep that in mind, or Kenneth Branagh did. So this is why you have the prodigal son story in Thor, right? To show him, because that's basically the comic book, right? Like he was on. So the person who had the hammer of Thor initially, right? He was invalid, a doctor, right? In fact, the reference that in the movie. So in the movie itself, right, they show him having to be humble, learn humility, and they didn't do a good job of this, but that's what they were trying to go. This is where his affinity of Earth comes from, and he talks about Earth part of it in the rest of the movies. They didn't deliver on that like they should have in a way, but that first movie sets the tone. It's kind of like Captain America: The First Avenger sets the tone of Captain's character that they can move along with throughout the rest of the phase.
And I think Captain America nailed it way better than the Thor movies did, personally.
Well, Thor: Dark World, the second one, really kind of lost its footing, and a lot of what I was hoping they would do was more sci-fi, was more actually fantasy. A little bit of the science fiction. They established that. I wanted more of the fantasy. Like I thought they were going to go into the different realms. Yeah. And then he was going to establish, because what happened with the ice giants should have said ramifications across all the realms. Right? And then with Loki finding out that Loki's an ice giant too, I thought he was going to be the main protagonist. They did none of that. Right, at all, and I wasn't even close. So that's what I talk about when I say about a Marvel comic book universes versus Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, they took a little too much liberties in my taste.
It was lucky for me, my kids were in it, and then it became like a movie thing for me because I can wear different hats when I watch stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So then I just put on my movie hat, and then of course when my kids lean over and say, "Dad, who's that?" and then I'm like, well, if I have to be honest with you, right? And Tales of Asgard, number 87, the Rainbow Bridge didn't really look like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. Right? I don't go that deep with them. I do explain stuff to them, right? Because I can't, dude. If I did that, I wouldn't enjoy it. You know it's just like how we talk about gaming. Like I listen to these guys, I'll never be like that. Because at some point I'm like, why do you even video game?
Just
right? Everything you guys talk about, dude. Whether it's whatever game is given, like some people are complaining about Salt of Midnight. Like, oh, I don't like that style. Why?
Yeah, I saw them complain about the quote unquote frame rate. Did you see them complain about the frame rate during the cutscene? Sega Forever.
You there?
I thought my computer froze for a second.
Sega, forever. You there, brother?
Uh-oh. Hey, but Hebot and Sega Man until he gets back. Y'all saw them complaining about that frame rate during the cutscene, even though that's clearly intentional.
Which one was it, Brother Unlimited?
South of Midnight, the one with Hazel, in the South, like the Louisiana style bayous and stuff.
Oh yeah. That was actually that was cool. That was really, I'm looking forward to trying that game out, man.
Yeah, I was blown away by it. I think it looks phenomenal. But me and Hebot, we love them type of games. So I have a feeling we're going to eat that up.
The art style is fantastic.
Yeah, and gaming is. I love that gaming is dabbling so heavily in different art styles now, Sega man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. We're past the days of people just loving only the AAA photorealistic stuff, and part of that is because Sony.
You there?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Finally.
Oh my gosh, man! Like Disney, wasn't happy, man. Disney was like, "I'm gonna pull the plug." Like,
What happened? What happened, man?
I got my stream died.
Oh
wow.
I mean, not stream. I guess I got kicked out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Disney Marvel must be listening. They'd be like, "What did you say? You white racist?" Is everybody here? I'm
Zink said, Hebot dropped a few times. Zink said Daya kicked you out. I guess her 9090 was able to hack into you and kick you out.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, Daya's here. Okay, I see.
I don't see you at all. I don't see you at all.
Yeah, I think Hebot dropped as well.
Yeah, I see. Can you guys hear me though?
Yeah, we could.
I can hear you, but I don't. Oh,
can you guys hear me? Hello.
Yeah. I can hear you.
I don't know what's going on with this thing.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, jeez.
That's the pony bots.
Yeah, man. I think it's Disney, man. They have that kind of power. The fact that they can lose billions of dollars and still be alive.
Pony bots are mad. Fuck all you niggas.
Oh shit. No, but what were you saying a second ago, Sega Forever?
No, I was saying I saw Daya's in the chat.
Oh no. Zink was saying Daya was the one who kicked you off.
Oh, is it Daya?
Yeah.
Daya, I sent you the link. I don't know if you want to come in. It'll be second breakfast.
Yeah.
I don't know if man. I wonder if it was no, because I went silent first. I could hear you guys, but you guys couldn't hear me, and then StreamYard was like, okay, bye. So I thought I lost internet connection because we had power outages yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, Hawaii can't pay their bill, man.
Well, it's gonna happen this upcoming week. They're telling everybody right now when we get in those high 90s that they're trying to tell you like don't watch your air conditioning because it can give you a power outage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Down here they'll say try to be low on your air conditioning because it could cause a power outage when it gets real hot because everybody's running their shit. Everybody. If it's real hot down here, guys, in PA down here, everybody's running their shit and it can cause a power outage.
See, stuff like that is why I laugh at that whole EV initiative. Because can you imagine if everybody had to charge electric cars and run their AC and people warning them?
We don't have the grid. We don't have the grid, man.
Yeah, man. But I mean, it takes a lot to produce electricity, man. And then most countries don't seem to like nuclear energy. So our most efficient solution is kind of out of the water for a lot of places.
Yeah.
No, so that's kind of what Hawaii's doing. They're trying to go green.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, well, I guess you guys want to go back to the grass huts. All right, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
you guys gonna have to be fishing and living off the land, I guess, because it's just not doable.
We got too much oil in Texas for them to even entertain that.
Yeah,
they laugh. They laugh at you if you even. That's a joke in Texas about going green. It's like, we ain't going green out here, man. They'll call you a Californian if you say some shit like that down here.
Yeah,
you must be from California.
That's why I gotta move to Texas, man. But don't worry, man. I won't change anything. I'll change myself. Yeah, because
Hey,
because
we'll welcome you with some barbecue, gun, and we'll send you to your favorite church, whatever denomination you are, and you'll be a Texas citizen.
dude, as long as I can run AC, man, because AC is like the electric to run AC here.
Mm.
So that's how we counter AC here. Is we
Yeah.
just charge you too much, or you can't afford it.
Oh
So,
wow, yeah.
so like what everybody like, if you live in an area where where it's been affordable, and now everybody's upgrading and getting ACs, that's what's putting the strain on the grid, right? Which is true.
Mhm.
In certain places, right? If you never had that problem, because people used to run AC, but now more people are getting it, right? More of the modern homes, right, are
Yep.
more upgraded. So that's what you're dealing with. So.
Yeah, and then in some places like here in the South, you just can't survive without it. You know, so it's just there's no option of not having AC down here, unless you like cooking to death, you know, and then be my guest, I guess. But nah, man, it's unfathomable, especially this time of year, to live without it.
Well, societal changes too, right? More people do. I mean, I'll just be honest with you, man. A lot of people don't do a lot of stuff outside. Like when I was growing up, dude, you did your chores first thing in the morning. You got kicked out of the house. Didn't come back till later on at night.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you was never home. So.
yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, that's the only thing I wanted to talk about with the Star Wars thing, man. It's sad that they
Mhm.
did that. So with the Acolyte, right? This is supposed to be the big show, and when I heard from what people were saying, that I guess they watched like a pilot or something, and a lot of people saying that it was going to be good. But then as the show started and they got to this, they're in episode 3, and all I saw was lesbian space witches. That's, that's the headline I saw. I was like, wow, dude, they went full tilt, you know? And yeah, so everybody's like, it's surreal to a lot of point where people are just sitting there looking at it and like, man, we're done. It's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I already left that train station, man. For some of you guys still hanging on, I feel your pain. May I recommend Warhammer? Or may I recommend, like I said, K dramas? And K dramas, there's a lot, dude. They do science fiction now. This is why I'm sad, because I want to watch The Acolyte, because one of my favorite Korean actors is in there. But I feel bad. I was like, oh, dude, this show sucks. I mean, these guys are trying to, like this could help them, with their careers, and then they end up in these Star Wars and Marvel shows, and I feel bad for them. Because I'm like, dude, that could actually hurt you.
Hopefully they realize that there's more to success in the American media than just fucking Disney properties, man.
Well, I feel funny because like when you talk about, so Korea's having a hard time because of Netflix. Netflix is bringing in money to Korea, so these guys get paid like old school style, dude. I mean, celebrities there are a lot different than the celebrities we have here, and then even it's changing here, right? People don't get paid unless you're Denzel or
like the A-list types.
Yeah, you have to be super A-list type, right? But that has shrunk, right? And a lot of things have changed that, but in Korea, right, they're having a hard time because it's hard to compete with Netflix, right? Because they can get who they want because they pay the money. Now, the great thing about Netflix is they work with the production companies over there, right? So you're gonna get that quality that for me as a fan, it's like anime, right? Like they'll do anime on Netflix, but they're hiring the studios.
Right.
So.
And the thing is, like right now, the best stuff here is not the popular, your classic properties. It's the good stuff is really, you can find good stuff on streaming services, but it's not going to be the ones that you think. Like people might think, okay, it's going to be the big blockbusters, but it's like, nah, man, it's the smaller stuff. Because hell, there's even people like Martin Scorsese that are making films from Netflix now. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you get the good stuff usually is that. But the traditional heavy hitters, whew, man, they're not. They've been, a lot of it has been infected with just awful people, awful writers, no talent, and all the other bullshit.
Oh, they're all in their feelings and dude, I did a video on millennials. People are pissed off. I don't care, dude. I'm like, look, dude, it's your generation, dude. You guys are supposed to be the one. You guys are the ones in charge now, pretty much, right? And that's like, you guys are just jacking everything up.
Yeah, if I knew it was gonna go that way, I would have jumped into fucking entertainment back in the days instead of crunching numbers for a living.
Well, that's why you have like Tom Cruise has to come back. I guess I heard Bad Boys is doing really well. The newest
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Oh, that's a good movie too.
You
That's
watched
a
it?
really, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
But
saw
then,
that.
like, you know, we have to bring these dudes back to save everything. You know what I'm saying? Like Godzilla came back. Godzilla, old school Godzilla too. I'm not talking about our Godzilla. They actually dialed up Toho. Back in
Oh wow.
like, we gotta roll this bad boy out. Dude. We need another Tom Cruise Top Gun thing. And then that show was killing. That movie was
Yeah.
killing. And that's a small limited production, dude. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't know, dude. I have no hope. I just have no
No.
hope.
I'm on the opposite end because I just think that when shit fails, there's gonna be something to replace it, and talented people are gonna come back. Because to me, everything's just cyclical anyway, And garbage. I mean, there's been garbage before. There's garbage now, and the shit's gonna pass through. It's gonna be forgotten in time, and then what's quality is gonna stand the test of time. I ain't throwing in the towel on it. But to be fair, I'm usually more optimistic in general than probably most.
Yeah,
I've never been super pessimistic about much.
well, at least back in the day, they would at least try and lie to you and tell you it was art, when we knew it was just trash.
Yeah,
Nowadays, they just expect you to like it. No, you just take it. I'm like, no.
yeah, and they're reaping the consequences of that mentality, which to me is fine. If you're gonna fail, then fail, but understand that somebody something is gonna replace you. And then they're gonna cry as they're being discarded for what people want to see, but that's on them at the end of the day.
Well, it's like that girl, Sydney Sweeney,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like everybody's like, oh, it's because of her boobs, and I'm looking at her like, because I'm old, dude. I don't care. I'm old.
Yeah.
I look at her. I was like, I don't know, maybe because she's not a bitch. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Maybe she's actually has a personality. Like she's nice, from what I see of her.
Yeah,
Right?
it's kind of like that girl who was going to play Snow White. She's actually she had a pretty good role in some few movies, and then she talks in interviews, and I think her name's Rachel Ziegler or something like that. Then she talks in interviews, and it's like, oh no, you can't market her. Are you crazy? They're way too many of them got egos, right? And this is what happened. This is why I don't like. And this is what happens when you get success too early in life, in my opinion. You develop an ego, and you got this, nobody could tell me nothing attitude.
Yeah,
and you could tell some of them have that attitude, and that's why they talk down, and they legitimately think they're superior just because they act in a fucking fake movie. And that's why I say that shit is fake a lot. Because I say it because I know it pisses them off when they see themselves as artists or talented. I'm like, dude, you're just in a fake fucking film. It ain't that big of a deal. But again, a lot of them gonna reap the consequences of it, and something always replaces it. Something always replaces it when people when something gets stagnant or something. Someone always replaces you, and you reap the consequences, and that's on you. And I personally that's why I don't be. And I don't try to be. I never try to be heartless, second forever. But that's why I don't be fucking feeling bad for them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, me either, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I tell everybody go watch Dirty Jobs, then come talk to me.
Yeah.
I mean, even me, dude. I didn't grow up with I grew up a certain way, man. And I look at my childhood. That's like the happiest days of my life, And so when I have people like my kids, dude, my kids know better than to talk to me about anything. I listen to my kids, but they know I have this line that they can't cross.
Yeah.
Like one day when they're like, "Oh, Dad, man, we haven't gone to Starbucks in a couple. Dad, can we go to Starbucks? You didn't go since Monday." I was like, "How about we don't go at all? How about that?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how dare you come to me and ask me about this, right? I didn't get nothing when I was there.
Yeah, your father.
Yeah, oh yeah, but they get mad, right? But they're not getting mad, but they know better than to get an attitude because I'm like, dude, then they don't want to hear that story 1,000 times.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Dad, bye. I'm like, yeah, bye. So long. Go clean something.
Yeah, see, that's how my dad was, man. But my
personal problems.
Yeah, but my dad was like, be happy I'm your father because your grandfather was rougher with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I tell my kids too. My dad used to fly me all over the house.
Yeah.
And they think I was kidding, man. Then they beat as they got older, they felt like like their aunties and uncles and other cousins, right? Because my dad, he did not discriminate, dude. He licked anybody, dude.
Yeah.
Cousin come over, sleep over the night. What you said? That's what I was, dude. Sometimes you get lickings for that, or something. We call it licking, but you get disciplined for like, no, it's like this. You get beat down for like, stuff you didn't even do, man. And anyway, like, they wasn't sorry. That's why I heard this one comedian said about that. Like his dad was Jamaican. He's Jamaican. The dad's Jamaican.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like my dad and my that side. Yeah.
Yeah, the dad just lit into him, and he's like, Dad, what was that for? He goes, just in case, or just something like that, dude. That's man, dude. I'm not the only one. This thing is international. It's just not not just in my family.
Yeah, man.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, I gotta wrap it up, dude. My daughter just called.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
It's all good. It was a great show.
Great
always
show,
great
brother.
hanging out with you.
No, dude, thank you, man. Sorry, I don't know what's going on over here, man. I think because we had, like I said, we had power outages here the other day, man. Lost power for like 9 hours.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, dude. See, we don't got to get like Texas, man. You guys got power coming out the ground.
Yeah, man.
Hawaii, if it's not a windy day, you're in trouble.
Oh shit. To be fair, here, if it rains too much, that's when you get in trouble here.
Oh, for real? Oh,
yeah, them damn. But we be getting like fucking hurricanes and them 100-mile winds sometimes, and that's what really be fucking everything up.
Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing from Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
man.
I think it just snows sometimes in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's bad down here, man.
Yeah, but shout you guys out, then we'll go, man. Sorry, realist.
Yeah, you know Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, right, Sega Man?
What is it?
Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I've never.
That's where my mom's from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, man. What is that? I'm just
what was that?
Even Sega Man, Winterberry. I was like,
it's like a small,
like a proper neighborhood.
Yeah, it's like a small town on the east side of that state.
It's big.
Oh, it's big. I always thought it was small.
Pennsylvania is big.
Oh yeah,
Pennsylvania.
Pretty big, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. That's my team, man. Steelers. Dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, my mom's a Steelers fans too. She
really?
always loved them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers, Pirates, Penguins. If they had a basketball team, I probably would have liked them too. But,
yeah.
Look at this, dude. Realist is zinc, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, I gotta go, guys, man.
Yeah. You spoke bad about Gears. You gotta go.
Should I do shout-outs?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, man. You know what? It was a good show, man. I'm glad you did this, Sega Forever. It was a good show, man. Yeah, like I said, man. With Brother Unlimited, we had a great time during the Microsoft unveiling show. It was a great time. Everybody was happy. Everybody was like very opinionated about everything and excited about, man. There's just so many hot fire games that are coming out that's going to be in Game Pass, man. I'm telling you what, those Game Pass subscriptions shot up.
Yeah.
They shot up. You know what I mean? It's great, man. It's like they said, oh, it's going to fail and the welfare pass and all this bullshit, but it shot up, man. It's the best subscription right now in gaming. There's nothing that can beat it. Nothing.
Dude, if you get a chance, Sega Man, just go check out some of the normies running their channels. And
Say
just
again?
the reaction. Some of the normies that do reaction videos.
Yeah.
Dude, they're just constantly like, oh, Game Pass. Well, that's on Game Pass. Oh, Game
Yeah.
Pass. Yeah. I was like I was watching these two girls and they were talking and they were like, oh, yeah, that's a Game Pass game. And I think that's what's coming, right? And especially with COD.
Yeah.
COD is really setting in motion a lot of stuff. So.
Well, yeah, you're right, Sega Forever. I'm gonna do my shout out, but that's the big one. I mean, we got our games coming. We don't care. We play. I play the campaign, the campaign of COD. I don't really play the online, but
yeah,
that's the big thing. That's the killer. Call of Duty is the killer, bro. I'm telling you, they're all gonna swarm over here. And it's going to be a really bad day, rainy day for PlayStation because they are going to swoop over here. Watch.
It's funny because, Microsoft is safe. Microsoft just covered both their bases, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, yeah, if you don't want to get it. That's what Phil, like his face, he's like, you can buy it. You know how Phil is, right? We're here for everybody, I was like, okay, Phil, you're right, wrong. You're right, Phil, I'm wrong. You're smart.
Oh, yeah.
You're good looking, I'm ugly. Right.
But yeah, man, it was great. Brother Sega Forever. Thank you for having me, man. It was a great show that we had on the Wrecking Crew and stuff like that, man. But yeah, man, it was good hanging out with you guys, with Hey-Bot and Brother Unlimited as always. And hey, we just, I think me and Unlimited and a lot of us from now on, we're going to still have our shows, but man, when we start doing these little podcasts, we mostly talk about the games we've been playing and how excited we are about our games, and all that. We don't really pay that much attention to the bullshit, but we're excited, man. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about when we get our games, a lot of stuff. It's looking good over here, man. We're eating good over here, brother.
Yeah.
We're eating good. And I'm hearing a lot of people in their podcasts, they're saying that. We're eating good. They're not saying we're eating good over here, but they're saying we're eating good. But I know they're listening because a lot of them, I heard them saying, they're all saying that now. Yeah, I mean, we're eating because we're eating good over here, brother. This is the best place to be right now. I'm a happy gamer, bro. Happy gamer. So many games coming, man. Can't wait. Can't wait to get those in Game Pass. All those games we were watching Unlimited coming in Game Pass day one. Man.
I know it's phenomenal, man. It's crazy how great Xbox and Game Pass is. And it's so great to see them hit the crescendo now, Sega, man.
Yeah.
Where they got so much content that they're pretty much just picking and choosing what's coming out these next few years, because it's pretty clear that a lot of these games are either done or super close to done.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of, guys, just keep working on it, keep polishing it as we find out where we're going to put it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can't wait. I'm so extremely hyped for Avowed.
Oh yeah.
There's no amount of negativity that's going to sway me for that game. That looks phenomenal. Indiana Jones looks phenomenal.
Oh man, yeah.
Flight Simulator coming out November 18th, so that makes me think Avowed is probably coming out in October.
Yeah.
Probably before Call of Duty and all that.
Yeah.
Probably beat that rush. And Indiana Jones is probably coming out at like December or something. But they still got a lot of games and still got release dates to give us with those big heavy hitters.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're if you're on Xbox and you're not happy with Xbox, that's a you problem at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not going to preach to you why it's great. I'm not going to try to convince you. If you want to be like some of them people jump ship like Tim Dog and still be miserable and still hate Xbox, that's on you.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Xbox is doing so well right now that everything, I just don't understand how anyone could turn on their Xbox and have nothing to play. Because my problem is I literally don't have the time to play. Damn near anything I want to play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Too much to play.
Yeah,
it's play, man.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks that life is like that, where sometimes I just want to, I can't even enjoy a whole weekend in the sense that even on weekends I got work to do sometimes, right? So I don't even have weekends off to the same extent anymore because that's how busy I am this year.
Unlimited. They made a mistake, man. I'm gonna close on this. They made a mistake. You guys should have never start saying Xbox got no games.
Yeah.
Should have never start saying that. Now we got all the game.
And they could do nothing but it. They could do nothing about it except for jump on ship.
Yep.
That's really all they could do at this point is get their Xbox, stay in their little corner, shut up, and keep feeding the beast. Because it's funny. I don't think they realize every time they talk about Xbox, they subscribe to Game Pass to play these games that shit on them, that they're feeding the beast. And it's Sega, man. Xbox is so good right now that even the negative guys are helping them, and I don't think they realize that. Yeah. I don't think they realize that by not talking about Sony, by not talking about Nintendo, only talking about Xbox, you're keeping them in the gamers' consciousness.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's hurting, and it's clearly hurting. It's clearly hurting the other brand, especially Sony, where now it feels like Sony are the ones who got no games. They got no momentum. They got nothing going on. Because even the PlayStation podcast are talking about Xbox. And if they're talking about Xbox, what do you think Xbox fans are talking about?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who's really winning?
Yeah,
you could tell who the winners are by what people care about.
Oh yeah,
who's everybody talking about in the WNBA? The likes of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? And if you foul Caitlin, that's how your name gets out there. That's how you know who the stars are, right?
Yeah.
you know who people aren't talking? People talk about the Patrick Mahomes, all right, of the world. All right, the Stephen Currys of the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they don't talk about the fucking Urge Bakas. All right,
Yeah.
and Sony's the Urge Baka of gaming. They'll get talked about if they we'll talk about we'll talk about Sony when Sean Layden, a former CEO, talk about Xbox. That's the only time. We'll talk about Astrobot when we're talking. The only time they talk about Astrobot is when they pretend to talk about an Xbox game or they hate on Xbox. You see, when everything is done in the context of Xbox, it tells me that you care about Xbox and not the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, 100%.
Yeah. At the core of every gaming discussion now, who won Summer's Game Fest? Xbox. Who had the best show last week? Xbox. You know what I'm saying? What are the best games shown last week? Oh, they're all on the Xbox showcase. What console is everybody is pre-ordering the games for? Xbox. And so at some point, even when the articles of wow, this game is trash on Xbox, it's still Xbox related. It's still Xbox mine, and Xbox is going to come out victorious. And I've never seen anything like this in my life in gaming, and it's just so fascinating that we get to experience this in real time. Because one day we're going to look back at it when Sony goes the way of the dinosaur, dodo bird, and all that, and we're going to look back at it like, damn, Xbox really had a chokehold on gaming during the 2020s, didn't they?
Man. Well, yeah. Hey, like I said, brother Sega, forever good show, brother.
Yeah.
It was good doing the show with Brother Unlimited and Hebot, man, and keep up the good work, man. We're gonna probably do a couple more shows, but but we're gonna be for the most part, man. We're just gonna be talking about our games and enjoying our games. You know, when something comes up, Unlimited, he'll always let us know. If I'm not in the know, I usually try to stay in the know, but for right now, man, it's just time for us to make in front of these clowns out here trying to come back and act like they never said or did anything. It's just really funny to me how fake that these people are. And it's also really a goddamn shame to be like out here in the true gaming community to just be like that. You know what I mean? They destroy gaming, bro. These dudes that are fake and shit. And then after this Xbox showing, what do? Oh, I've always been a fan, man. I just wanted them to do better, man. I just wanted them to do better.
That was good.
Hey, man, I just want them to do better is all I'm saying, man. They've been doing good, man. Why you gotta lie? If you're gonna stay like that, stay like that. Make up something. Be the person you were before that show happened, because they're all out here saying it. All of them are out here saying that now. All of them are saying that now, man. Yeah. And all I can do, Brother Unlimited and Brother Sega Forever, is laugh at their ass. You guys are fucking clowns. You guys been clowns since 2013. You're a bunch of fucking clowns because you're not true gamers. You just do videos and podcasts to make money, making in front of Xbox. That's the reason why you did it. You are not Xbox fans. You did it because you wanted to make in front of Xbox and make a quick buck on your little channel, and get clicks, shits, and giggles. That's all they did it for. They were never really true fans of gaming or Xbox, man, at all. Now what? Oh, I've always been a fan. I've always this and that, and hey, I just want them to do better. That's all. And hey, this was the best show they ever had. I mean, come on, man. You guys are clowns, man. For real, they're clowns, man. It's just embarrassing, Unlimited. It's embarrassing. These dudes coming out here rebuttaling now. It's embarrassing, man.
Dude, it's funny, man. It's like these guys all of a sudden got like Alzheimer's. It's like they don't remember a thing that they said. Yeah, and that's the funny thing about the internet, because everything's like right there. Does it just do a couple searches and bam, you see everything in full display. Dude, their videos are still hot.
Yeah, you're right, the realist. It was crap that started. He got a new name now. It goes under the Renegade, some shit. Yeah, he's acting brand new now, Unlimited. He's doing all these like review videos now, like on old games like 360 and different games like that. He goes under a different name now called the Thrifty Gamer or some shit like that.
When it switches again, dude, it'll switch, man.
Yeah, he thinks he's slick. Yeah. I know it's him because his voice is distinct. His voice.
Yeah. He can't.
And I caught it one day. I'm like, crap, you serious, bruh? You acting like nothing ever happened, dude. You acting brand new now. Man, get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, they're so stupid because this is why I don't understand. Why build up an audience on one thing, jump to the other ship, insult the audience that you built, and then think they're ever going to come back and support you? Like,
Yeah.
no, that's not how it works. Once you burn them bridges with most people, they move on to something else.
Oh yeah, he's been done, dude. I mean, the only people that utilize him now is when it's a console work kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like you said, he burned so many bridges, dude. He doesn't have the same impact that he used to.
Yeah.
And other people have moved in. Other people have come in. That's the one thing about, this internet stuff, man. It's just like, you're hot 1 minute and you can be gone. Dude.
Yep.
Especially now, dude. There's more. It's again, man. I keep on referencing WNBA.
Oh wait. Hold on. Time out. I almost forgot. I'm teaching you how to do an outro. The show.
Yeah, I'm done.
You got to end the show before we go another
hour.
hour.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay. We out. Sorry,
thank you for enjoying the shortest all-in podcast ever.
We're out, guys.
We are out.
Yeah, we out. All right, dude. We're out.
All right.
Okay, bye.